Morning, everyone. Good morning. We are back live today. Back live.
53-5490. And tell them.
Welcome, welcome.
If you suffer with diabetes, there's a
Back live on the
25%
radio.
chance you'll develop
Oh, yeah, pray for the
ulcer that
Bahamas.
can
I'm
lead to
telling you.
severe health consequences,
No doubt about that.
including amputation. At the sole authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own
No doubt about that.
and custom inserts. Medicare recipients are entitled to one pair of quality diabetic shoes and 3 custom inserts. Call the sole authority today, 954-597-7060.
All right, here we go. Live. Welcome, YouTube. Welcome, guys. We are back.
With a workable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with a
Yes.
he will give you
Back on the radio.
Certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs.
Hey, Linda. What's going on? Hey, everyone on YouTube Live.
The opinions expressed in the following
Here we go.
Guests and callers.
I was just I turned my mic on and just tapped it so I can hear the tap in my headphones.
Drive, 6 till 9 a.m. weekdays.
What's today's day? The 3rd?
Till 6 a.m.
What's the date?
7 nights a week. To call the show
The 3rd.
toll free. 888-GO.
Alrighty, we are back live the day after Labor Day. It is Tuesday, September 3rd, 2019. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We have survived Hurricane Dorian. You know, I got to tell you, as I was driving into work this morning, I was out on the road. It was about 5:15 in the morning, which is a little later than I normally come in. And I have noticed that South Florida, the entire workforce, for the most part, except for me and a couple other people on the road and the cops, okay, because the South Florida workforce is milking it. They are milking it. We're not getting a hurricane in South Florida, okay? We are not getting a hurricane in South Florida. It's not happening. Broward and Dade County, totally clear. And Palm Beach County are under some wind watches of, ridiculousness. And hardly anyone is going to work this morning. When I was driving into work today, there would be more traffic. I'm not kidding you. I would see more traffic on the South Florida roadways if I was on the road at 5:15 in the morning on Christmas Day than I saw today. So the South Florida workforce, you're milking it, people. You're milking it. We're not getting the hurricane in South Florida. Oh my gosh, and we've known this for days. So, lots to talk about. This hurricane. Some of the coverage I've seen and conversations I have had with people and things I have overheard have just been so bizarre. Now, by the way, I've been up since midnight. My wife and daughter decided to do house cleaning and decluttering of parts of the house, woke me up at midnight. I was unable to go back to sleep, so I have been up since midnight. So bear with me, people. I've got my hormone replacement pellets getting me through the morning. So, so I got very little sleep last night. 3 hours maybe. Oh, my gosh. Oh, boy. So, I'm starting to think, and I'm serious about this, the weather news. Because here in South Florida, when there's a hurricane coming, the weather news is vital. Vital, vital, vital. And I'm starting to think that the weather news is fake news too, just like the political news. I know that sounds crazy. But at what point, I'm talking to our South Floridians here, I'm talking about Dade County, Broward County, and Palm Beach County. North of that's the Treasure Coast. They may call themselves South Florida. They may call it South Florida on all the news. They don't know what they're talking about. Broward, Dade, and Palm Beach are South Florida. In South Florida, where the entire workforce are acting like a bunch of liberal bums and not going to work today, gee whiz, schools are closed too. What the hell? Schools are closed. At what point did you know that Hurricane Dorian was not hitting us in South Florida? Do you know why we were not at work yesterday? We were not on the air with the Steve Kane Show. Steve and I were not on the air yesterday, not because of the hurricane. We were not on the air yesterday live because it was Labor Day. And we had talked on Sunday, and when, we were talking over the weekend, Saturday more so than Sunday, but we were talking over the weekend, Steve and I, if the hurricane is going to hit us, by the tracks they were giving us early in the weekend, it was going to be late Monday, early Tuesday morning. So we were going to come to work on Labor Day and do a live show because the hurricane, we thought, according to the media, would be here Monday night, Tuesday. So we thought, well, let's go in on Labor Day. We're not going to be able to work on Tuesday. We may not be there on Wednesday. Hurricane's coming. We should be there on Monday. And then Saturday, certainly by Sunday, we knew there was not going to be any hurricane here. None. So we decided to take Monday off because it was Labor Day, which, by the way, is the worst day to broadcast live on. Of all the holidays, Labor Day is the worst. We did the last Labor Day show we did was like 3-4 years ago, and we said never again. So I really do believe that the weather news, much of it, is fake news, like the political news that you see on Fox and CNN and all these other places, and MS-13BC. And, this hurricane really, I watch mostly, there's two sources of news for me when there's a hurricane coming, okay? One is the Weather Channel, and two is WSVN 7 out of Miami. And I don't get Channel 7 on my cable. I do have an HD antenna that I got after the last hurricane a couple years ago, just in case. But I watch their weather reports online every 3 hours when you get the updates from the hurricane. And I knew on Saturday we were not getting hit here. I knew on Saturday we were not getting hit here. I knew on Sunday with a certainty we were not getting hit here, because if you really watch just the updates every 3 hours and not all the jibber jabber all day long about this and that, you would have seen certainly by Sunday no hurricane. And since we were off on Monday for Labor Day, Sunday evening I went out to dinner, took my daughter out to dinner, and then we went to Best Buy. Okay, this was Sunday early evening. We went to Best Buy, not to buy anything. We were just browsing around, looking at some stuff. And by Sunday, here in South Florida, we knew no hurricane. No hurricane. And what's going on at Best Buy? What's going on at Best Buy? They're putting plastic over all of the television sets in case the storm hits. Okay? They are, I know, is this insanity? Is this insanity? And I was at Best Buy around closing time, and as people were leaving work, what the coworkers were saying to them was just, I could hardly keep a straight face. Be safe. Be careful. Take care of your family. We knew by this point we were not getting hit by the hurricane on Sunday in South Florida. We knew we were not getting hit by the hurricane in South Florida Sunday. Everyone, it was a certainty. If you were watching the reports every 3 hours, you get an update from the Hurricane Center, okay? There was no question that we were not getting a hurricane on Sunday. It wasn't even a debate. It wasn't even nothing, okay? And I'm listening to these people at Best Buy say goodbye to one another like they may not see them again. There's no chance they were going to get hurt or killed. Unlike that lady that, bought that washer and dryer from Best Buy that got killed by the delivery guy. That seems to be more dangerous. I couldn't believe. And when I came into work today and saw nothing on the road except a couple of cars, and there were a lot of police cars around. Cops are out, and I guess they got a lot of cops working extra shifts now, but getting some OT. I don't know. But the roads are empty this morning. At least they were when I was driving on them 1 hour ago. And I'm telling you, the weather news is fake news too. And I'll talk about that a little bit after the break. But before I take a break, I don't want to trivialize what's going on in the Bahamas. The Bahamas are only 50 miles from us here in South Florida. 50 miles away. I've been to the Bahamas so many times. Everyone in South Florida has been to the Bahamas. And the Bahamas, I cannot even look at the stories about the Bahamas. It's tragic. It's tragic. And we are going to help the Bahamas. And we'll talk about that and what the left are going to do. But hey, South Florida, stop milking it. It's okay to go to work today. There's no damn hurricane. And you know what? The schools should be open today. What's going on here in South Florida? Got a bunch of bums down here. I really have done. I have seen more cars out on the highway when I'm coming into work on a holiday like the 4th of July, the 5th of July, the Labor Day. If I would have come to work on a normal Labor Day, not yesterday, but on a normal Labor Day, there would have been more cars on the road than I saw this morning. All right, we're going to take our first break. We are back. We survived Hurricane Dorian. We are here live, our first live show. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Your calls are welcome. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. I want to hear your thoughts on this, too. Is the weather news fake news? When did you know the hurricane was not going to hit? 1-888-465-2631. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Steve Kane Show is sponsored by I Will Advisors,
Steve Kane Show.
specializing in senior solutions. Seniors, Medicare open enrollment is approaching. Call
You guys agree with me or what? This is
and
nuts.
Schedule your free, no obligation.
It's freaking nuts what's going on here.
Discuss all your Medicare options. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire of Margate.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's crazy. You guys agree? I know.
Firestone.
People are scared.
That absolutely can't
Steve
be
Kane
beaten.
Show.
Steve Kane's tires for a Sienna van at the
Steve
other
Kane
tire
Show.
shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire.
Hey, Mark, hold
Tires
on.
for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the tire shops around town. Friendly Tire, only $65. That's more than a 50% savings. Those prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have
You
a
love
great
rookies.
selection
What do you
of
mean
used
rookies?
Tires too, at $30 for most sizes. Call my good buddy Mike.
Oh,
at Friendly
yeah.
Tire. Tell him what you
The
tried.
Weather
He
Channel's
will give you
sick.
a great low
Is
price
Weather Channel
right
owned
over
by
the phone.
NBC?
954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mitchell Matez, and I'm here to tell you about
Yeah.
the current work at the Boca Raton Center for Age Management. Today, it seems like everyone and his grandmother is practicing hormone replacement, in many cases without the proper experience.
Sensationalized coverage. It's just like the political news.
Desire for sex, feel sluggish and run down, and are having difficulty controlling your weight. You are suffering just a few of the symptoms of the aging process. At the Boca Raton Center for Age Management, we
They run a Why would the Weather Channel fake hurricane cover? I'm not saying there was a hurricane, but they sensationalize it. I'll tell you why. Don't worry. I'm here till 9, people.
Hormone pellets, which can balance your hormones for up to 6 months at a time. For more information on how hormone therapy can help you, go to hormonetherapybocaraton.com.
I knew Saturday.
At 561-954-9490.
I really knew Friday.
561-953-54.
But what? Yeah, but this isn't the Bahamas.
Listen to the
I'm not talking about the Bahamas.
Radio.
I'm talking about Florida.
Just search for WW.
All right, welcome back. We are here live. We have survived Hurricane Dorian, and I'll get into all the details of why I'm saying these things, but I'm here to tell you that the Weather Channel, the weather news is a lot of fake news. A lot of fake news. I knew Saturday we were not getting Hurricane Dorian here in South Florida. I knew with a certainty on Sunday we were not getting Hurricane Dorian. And I'll walk you through this as we go on, but let me take some calls here. 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. My name is Brian Craig. We are here live on this Tuesday morning after Labor Day, after Hurricane Dorian. All right, let's go to Margate. You're on the radio.
Hello, Brian.
Yes.
Mark and Papa, how you doing?
Oh, you're in Pompano. Got my lines mixed up. All right, Mark in Pompano.
Hey, a couple things. Hey, listen, I knew it was fake. I forget what storm it was. When you had that guy with the raincoat and the microphone, he's talking, he's in a stinking rowboat. And then 2 or 3 guys doing diddy bopping by, walking right past him.
Oh, that was Katrina. That was Katrina. Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans. Yeah. Yeah, there was, and let me remind that. I don't know if it was a male or a female reporter. This was after Katrina, and there was a reporter reporting in the streets of New Orleans, sitting in a boat because it had been flooded. It was a live report, and as the reporter was reporting live from a boat in a street in New Orleans, 2 guys walked by, and the water was like, what, ankle deep? It was like Milli Vanilli is what it was like.
Listen, I work at a local dollar store down here. I'm trying to work a few days a week.
Yeah.
So they open up at 8 o'clock. I get out of there at 9. And let me tell you, they open the door, and these people, they come flying, and if they had 4 arms, they
Oh, yeah.
put up the shelves. They would scoop up the shelves of all the crap.
Oh, yeah. You know, I love it how all of a sudden, whenever there's a storm on television, everyone in South Florida all of a sudden is concerned about being hydrated. No one drinks water. But when a hurricane's coming, they want every drop they can buy. Even, it's amazing.
I got 10 gallons of water at the house. I'm by myself, right?
Yeah.
I always stock up. I've got 6 big gallons. I got an extra 2 gallons.
Yeah.
Fine. That's fine.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. So you agree with me, the weather news is a lot of fake news, sensationalized hype.
Well, listen, I was listening to the radio yesterday, and then, they're broadcasting up there West Palm going north. And all day, stay in your house. Stay in my house. I went to Publix and picked up a couple items, and like you said, I'm the only one on the road.
Yeah, yesterday I went out to lunch. I said, well, it's Labor Day. I'm off work. My wife and daughter, I said, let's go out to lunch, right? There was nothing open. Nothing at McDonald's. We had lunch at McDonald's. No, that's all that was open. Everything was closed, and it wasn't because of Labor Day. On Labor Day, a lot of things are usually open, but things were closed because of the hurricane that we were not getting.
Spent a little breakfast. I'm sitting on the porch here, having a coffee and smoke. We're fine.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, did you get, I have garbage pickup on Monday. There was no garbage pickup yesterday. What the hell? I took my garbage out, and one of my neighbors came over and said, no garbage pickup. I said, no garbage pickup? There's no storm. What are they talking about?
So now, for the rest of the next few days, all the dumpsters in the neighborhood are going to be overflowing with garbage.
Exactly. All right, Pompano, appreciate the call. All right, we got Richie the bus driver on the line. Hey, Richie.
Yeah, major report. My wife's birthday was August 30th, okay? And I took her to a restaurant in Sebastian called Cousins. 6 people next to us sitting, and I'm listening to their conversation, overhearing it. And I said, don't worry, we're not going to get the hurricane. Because the European model has been very accurate.
Yes.
Andrew hit here, where we didn't have the satellite issues, and now we have satellite.
Yeah.
High-tech computers. These people, let me tell you something. I told them Friday, that was her birthday, was on the 3rd Friday, and I said to these people, we're not getting it, because I looked at Google and they told me that the European model was super accurate, supercomputers, okay? And they said that it was going to, that model showed it turning and stalling and turning. And it was exactly what they said, but they kept on saying up to even last night.
Yeah.
Beware, because it's a possibility.
Yeah, I was watching yesterday. Yeah, and I'm talking to people. They're scared. They're frightened. And the only thing I have watched all weekend was weather news. Okay, I didn't watch any political news. I didn't follow the boat fire. I didn't follow the shooting. I just watched weather news. And the question is, Richie, when do you think they knew South Florida wasn't getting hit? When I say they, I'm talking about the weather people on television. When did they know we weren't going to get hit in South Florida?
Friday, when it started to slow down.
I agree with you, Friday. I agree with you.
It started to slow down. They knew that prediction. They knew it was slowing down. They told us it was slowing down on Thursday. So, I mean, I think for sure they knew Saturday, but I'm sure Friday they knew it was.
Friday they probably knew on Thursday. Friday they knew with a certainty South Florida wasn't getting hit, and they drag it out and panic us, wreck our Florida economy. Do you know Florida is a tourist economy, and the devastation to this economy that was done by the fake weather news between the hurricane and this is a big weekend for a lot of people. Labor Day weekend, it's disgusting what they do. It's really disgusting.
It really is. If you bought stock in Home Depot before the storm, that's the tip I give as a financial advisor. Go buy Home Depot stock and public stock.
And Zephyr Hills. Buy stock in Zephyr Hills spring water.
Water, and sell it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it's just outrageous.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something. Everyone says, well, you got to be cautious. You're called a denier when you tell the truth.
Yeah.
This is a big scam. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. And if you keep calling the boy Wolf, calling Wolf all the time, people are just going to start to ignore it. I mean, because this is too much already.
Well, if you got those of you that listen to my podcast have heard this story, but I'll tell you a little bit of it, Richie. This was this weekend. We were off on Thursday and Friday because I was taking my summer vacation. Okay, and yeah, they had the opening of the Star Wars land, and I'd been planning this for 6 months or more. I had my hotel reservations and I had my hotel rooms paid for like 6 months ago for this, right? And my daughter and I went up there, and Thursday I just get off the Millennium Falcon. And my wife calls me, and she tells me what's going on in the weather news, which I didn't know. And I went through my day, and I get back to the hotel in the evening, and I'm watching the local news in Orlando. And, because Orlando, they're concerned about people canceling their trips to Walt Disney World and all of this, because that's big money. And Thursday night, they start breathing a sigh of relief that the hurricane is moving away from Orlando and is going to hit South Florida. And it's going to be Cat 4 when it hits South Florida, which is where we live. And it terrified the living daylights out of me. I woke my daughter up at 2 in the morning and said we're going home. Because my wife only had quarter of a tank of gas in her car. I had no generator gas. So I came home to do the supplies. I'll talk more about it after the bottom of the hour. But people are asking me in the chat room, why would the weather news sensationalize it? Because they have commercials every 6 seconds. They're always breaking away for commercials. And enough of the Land's End promotion. They even wear the Land's End. It's big commercial money. That's why they would hype it up.
Orlando Disney World has a tropical storm warning as of now.
Yeah.
You know what a tropical storm is for people out there?
A normal rainy day.
39 miles an hour, which we get more than that in a hurricane. Thunderstorm.
Tropical storm force winds is a normal rainy day in South Florida.
exactly right. We get sometimes winds up to 50 miles an hour in a thunderstorm here.
Yeah.
A tropical storm, and a tropical storm, it spurts. I mean, they have ruined the whole Labor Day weekend. I don't blame you for being ticked off. And you tell the truth, they are fake.
Yeah, I mean, I wasted a night of a hotel stay. I didn't even sleep I slept for 2 hours and we left. I wasted a night of the hotel stay, and I would have spent believe me, I was going to stay in Orlando till Saturday. And I was going to come home on Saturday.
Except for nothing again.
Yeah, I know. I got my shutters up too, like an idiot. I got my shutters up.
And now, and they're talking this could do, I'm done with this already, I'm really done with it.
Well, the problem with the fake weather news, Richie, the problem is, how can we, they lose credibility with us. So what do we do the next time a storm's coming?
3 miles east, and it was nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, all right. Hey, Richie, appreciate the call. Thanks so much. We'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. Yeah, so I'm glad I'm not alone here. I'm glad I'm not alone. And thinking that the fake news has made its way to the weather news. All right, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. Your calls are definitely welcome at 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-GO-CANE-1. That's 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. This is the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. We'll be right back.
Of the Steve Kane Show is brought to you by I Will Advisors. Seniors, medical open enrollment is approaching. Do you know what Medicare options are available to you? Call Debbie at 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
Well, I appreciate that, Kelly.
She will answer all your Medicare questions. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
Denture wearers, are messy adhesives ruining the taste of your food? Is it painful for you to eat? Does the constant denture movement affect your speech? Are you always worried that your dentures will fall out while you're talking or laughing? Do you have sore spots? You are not alone. These are common problems that can be solved simply with dental implants. This is Steve Kane, and I want to introduce you to Brighton Dental Care, where the Kane family goes for all our dental needs. Brighton Dental Care doesn't want cost to stop you from being able to eat the
and it wrecked the economy.
Live in comfort. That's why, for Steve Kane listeners, they're offering implants. Get this, for just $3,500. That includes 2 implants plus a lower denture. Now, if you go to a dentist in Boca or in Aventura, they're going to charge you $6,000 for the exact same implants and denture.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
I'm not talking about the Bahamas. We always knew the Bahamas was going to get nailed.
$3,500.
I'm talking about South Florida.
Plus your lower denture. Laugh and live with
the networks and the TV stations. They make huge money jacking up their rates.
4633 954-922-4633 and online at brightondentalcare.com. Be sure to ask about special discounts for our military veterans.
This is Adrienne Kane, Steve's daughter, and I want to tell you about my MyPillow mattress. I was talking to Dad, and I was telling him I wasn't sleeping at night.
Oh, I was scared on Friday when I woke up. I was terrified.
I had an old, worn-out, bumpy mattress that was so uncomfortable. I wasn't getting.
Oh, they knew exactly, Sarah. They knew exactly what was going on. That European model is always accurate.
That night, and ever since, I've been sleeping the whole night through. No more tossing, no more turning, and when my alarm goes off in the morning, I'm up and ready to go and well rested. Give your kids, grandkids, spouse, or yourself the gift of a good night's sleep with a MyPillow mattress. Go to mypillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. When you use the promo code KANE, you can save up to $300 off your MyPillow mattress. They come in all sizes, from twin to California King and every size in between. Go to mypillow.com and be sure to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, and give the gift of a MyPillow mattress. Worth its weight in restful sleep.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you
All right, we're
complete
coming
your
back.
trust with attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to The Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All righty. Yes. My name is Brian Craig. This is The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Welcome back, one and all. We're talking about this fake weather news. I agree. Richie and I agree. Friday, they knew South Florida was not going to get hit, but they hype it up. And the devastation that's been done to the Florida economy from the fake weather news is I don't even think you could measure it. I'm hearing stories yesterday about empty airports in Florida. Why? We depend on those airports. That's our economy. Even today, as I drive in today, and it seems like the entire workforce is taking off. What the hell are people taking off today? Yesterday was Labor Day. Not today. What the hell's going on here, people? Go to work. Open your stores, open your businesses, go to work. There's not even any rain this morning when I'm coming in. No rain, no wind. Now, I've been out on the road for an hour and 15 minutes, so I don't know. Maybe it's changed. I'll go look during the next break. But it was a beautiful day when I came in today. Beautiful day. Everyone's taking off work. They scared the hell out of me. So I was on my summer vacation of 2 days, Thursday and Friday off, to go to the Star Wars land. And my wife is watching the news, and they're freaking her out. I'm not watching the news. I'm riding the Millennium Falcon at Star Wars Land. I mean, this is like my boyhood fantasy coming true. If you go on my Instagram, you can see some photographs of me on the Millennium Falcon. I think, Brian Craig Show on Instagram. Cheap little plug there, but check it out. Yeah. I went to Thursday morning. For the Star Wars Land opening, I went to Disney Hollywood Studios at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I get off the Millennium Falcon, and it's around, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. My wife calls me and says, there's this hurricane coming. It's Cat 5. It's going to hit us. Come home now. And I'm like, I'm not coming home. And I can't, no, I'm at Disney World. So I'm not coming home now. And my wife's watching this weather news. They're totally freaking her out. I'm not watching the weather news. I'm at Disney World, man. I'm living the dream. And when I watched the weather news Thursday night, scared the crap out of me. Scared the living daylights out of me. And what I did getting back, and I came back, I've got, I had plenty of water at home because Publix had a sale last week. Like it was either buy 2, get 1 free. What was the sale on the Dasani at Publix last week? And we'd gone to Publix twice, so we took advantage of this deal. And we had some water left over because I'm drinking water all the time now. We had like 9 cases of water anyway. And I talked to my wife on the phone Thursday because my wife's disabled. She can't get out by herself. She can't really drive. She can't go to the store by herself. And we had like 9 cases of water. So we knew, and she said, well, we need some groceries. And I said, call Instacart. Just call on Instacart. She got everything she needed on Instacart. No big deal. And when I woke up around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I turned on the local news in Orlando, they could hardly contain themselves. They were so excited that Orlando was not in any danger. Because, the mouse runs Orlando, and they don't want people to stop coming to Orlando because of the hurricane. And they were like jumping for joy practically on the local news that the hurricane was going to hit South Florida. And I saw the news reports. It scared me to death. And let me tell you how much it scared me. okay? And what I did, I didn't just leave. I left the hotel at 2 a.m., okay? It takes me about 2.5, 3 hours to get to my house from Walt Disney World. And the reason I left at 2 a.m. and didn't sleep the night through is because while I had like 9 cases of water and my wife had ordered groceries through Instacart, we didn't have gas for the generator. My wife's car had 1/4 of a tank of gas in it, and and I've got a generator that can power pretty much my entire home. And because of my wife's disability is why we have to have a generator with gasoline in case we lose electricity, because without air conditioning, my wife couldn't survive without air conditioning. And what I mean by survive, I literally, in the Florida heat and humidity, without air conditioning, my wife we'd have to take her to the hospital where they have air conditioning just because of it, if something like that happened. So I knew I'd be home around 5 in the morning to fill up my, I have 5-gallon gas jugs for the generator, a whole bunch of them. And I knew if I got home around 5 in the morning, I could fill them up. So I get home about 5, and I go straight home, drop my daughter off, and load my empty 5-gallon jugs of gas into the car. I go into the gas station in my neighborhood, and they're out of gas. I couldn't believe they're out of gas. This really freaked me out. And not only were they out of gas, they had signs on the pump, including bags over the handles that say, out of gas. And I saw this lady pumping. As I was driving, I saw her pumping. So I said, well, maybe they have a little bit at the bottom of the tank. So I pull up next to the lady. I said, they got gas? And she says, for this old lady, she says, the gas pump's broken. I said, no, they're out of gas. She's got the thing in her tank. She's holding on to the gas handle, right, the nozzle. Her hand's over the bag that says out of gas. And they have like crime scene tape around that says no gas. And she's still idiot. So I go to another gas station down the street. There were 3 cars in front of me to get to the gas pump. It was like a normal Friday morning at the gas station. So it took me 10 minutes. I filled up my wife's car and all of my 5-gallon jugs. I'm like, well, this is great. All my 5-gallon jugs are full. And I left the gas station. And as I left the gas station, I couldn't believe, in the 10 minutes I had been there, someone said they saw them filling 5-gallon buckets with gas. That might have been me. I have a whole bunch of them for the generator. As I left the gas station, there was a line had formed that was about a mile long getting to the gas station. So I was very relieved that I'd gotten there when I did. If I wouldn't have come home from Orlando, I thought I was going to spend, all day Friday trying to get gasoline. But I did. I got it 10 minutes, boom. I got all the gas I need for the whole week. Got the car filled. I got the generator gas. And I go home. And we've got food. We've got like 9 cases of water. And, we've got gas for the generator. And we're good to go. I didn't have my shutters up, but we're good to go. And when the storm's coming, because we've got a generator, and with our generator, we've got a portable air conditioning, not a wall unit. We've got a portable air conditioning, it's because of my wife's condition, that has wheels that you can roll into any room of the house, So some of our relatives plan on coming over with their pets in case a hurricane strikes, because we're set up. I mean, we're set up. I mean, we're the place you want to be if there's a hurricane at our house, because we're so set up with all the prep. So my wife says, well, you know what? We better go get some kitty litter, because some of our family's coming over. They bring their cats and all this stuff. And since so many people are coming over, we need some more toilet paper. So I said, well, I'm not going to Publix. That's going to be a mess. So I go to Target. And I get to Target like right before they open. They're going to open at 8. I got there at 5 to 8. And there is a line outside Target like I couldn't believe. I'm pulling up for kitty litter, toilet paper, and some extra cat food and dog food, you know. And, and I still think with this fake weather news, we're getting a Cat 4. And I'm just strolling around. People are coming into Target, and this is Friday morning here in South Florida, in a complete state of panic because they can't get water. And I get my card. I got a short list. Cat food, dog food, cat litter, and toilet paper, because we got a lot of family coming over. You don't want to run out of toilet paper, right? So, I'm not exaggerating this. I am not exaggerating at all. Okay, people are coming in and they're running in. They're running in. Do you got water? No, we're out of water. Oh no, and they run out in a panic. So I'm just moseying along. I buy my toilet paper and my cat litter. Got some extra coffee creamer, because everyone's coming over using the coffee creamer. Got to get some extra coffee creamer. And I'm checking out. And as I'm checking out, this is a Target. Friday morning, this is like 8:30 in the morning, maybe 9, I don't know. And the woman at the front of the store, like the front end manager, she yells out, "We got water! The water's here!" This is Friday. Everyone starts, and it's at the back of the store. Everyone starts running back to the water section. I mean, you would have thought, it was like a panic. And then she said, "It's not back there. It's at the door back in the men's department where the truck is." And of course, the limit are 2 cases per household. 2 cases per household. So I went back and got 2 more cases. You know, you can never have enough water, right? I got 2 more cases. And I just moseyed on back, got my water, went home, you know. So now I got 11 cases of water and everything. And these people are in a complete panic. And I'm checking out, and I'm checking out again with my 2 cases of water. And this lady is in front of me, and she sees the water in my cart. I guess she was shopping when the woman yelled it out. And she says, "They've got water? There's water here?" And I said, "Yeah, but I said you better hurry, because I think it's already on Twitter that the Target here's got water." And she dropped what she was doing. She was at the self-checkout line. She stopped checking out her stuff, took her cart, and started speed walking to get her 2 cases of water. It's a complete panic. It's a complete panic. And I finally get home with the sun up, because when I'd gotten home at 5 in the morning Friday, it was dark. All my neighbors, pretty much all of them, have their shutters up. They've got the car parked up against the house in front of the garage. I mean, everyone's just in a complete panic. Not me, though, because I'm all prepared. Now, I start watching the news, and I'm still hearing this Cat 5, Cat 4 business coming towards South Florida. And I've never seen a Cat 4 before hit Florida. I mean, we've had a lot of 3s, but 4. And they're getting me all worked up and scared. Right? And they're talking about Tuesday morning. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Let's take some more calls. You're on the radio. Good morning.
How you doing, Brian? I was supposed to come to Florida. It's my mother's, the 85th birthday.
It's true. I'm telling you.
15 people flying down, but JetBlue canceled the flight.
They canceled the flight? Where in Florida were you flying? Where in Florida?
It's east. It's like George Bush Boulevard. It's like east of Federal Highway.
Fort Lauderdale. You were flying into Fort Lauderdale.
Into Fort Lauderdale. Yeah.
They canceled flights into Fort Lauderdale. When?
And you know Sal that has the gallery. You know Laura, right?
Yeah. Your friends. Yeah.
He had to shut down his gallery. Now he's opening one up in the Boca Mall. But what I'm saying is it cost me about $575 because I got so nervous. I had to. She's 85. So I had to pay somebody, not to board up the house, but to board up all their windows.
You were coming down here to prep your parents' house for the hurricane, and you couldn't get down here, so you had to pay someone to do it for you because they canceled your flight?
Coming up, my mother's 85th birthday party. I already paid Sal to make a painting for my mother for her birthday, right? He made a beautiful painting.
Yeah.
My sister, my cousins, everybody was going down. And everybody's flight got canceled. So we didn't have the party, and they kept scaring it. It went.
Yeah.
And then it's a Hurricane 5. And
Yeah.
the Weather Channel now, they just confirmed that Hurricane Dorian is going to hit somewhere between the North Pole and the South Pole before Christmas. I mean, they're really crazy.
Yeah.
Last night it was going to hit Florida worse than Hurricane Andrew.
Yeah, I know. They were scaring the hell out of us. All right, hey, listen, I gotta take a break, Mike. So yeah, go ahead.
Just want to say also, they confirmed that it's going to, like planet Earth and for them. But one more thing is that liberals, they want all your money to buy, corks and they stick it in the cows. The Earth is going to be consumed in hellfire ash for 12 years.
Yeah.
Proof is saying. I just want to thank Trump for nuking the hurricane so it didn't hit my parents' home in the state.
Yeah, that was nice of him. That was nice of him. Yeah, I heard that. All right, listen, we'll take a break and continue this. The weather news is fake news. And I'm glad not one person has disagreed with me. Well, Steve did this morning. He was laughing at it. He said, what are you going to talk about? And I said, this fake weather news. He says, what are you talking about? And he was telling me that he was laughing at me this morning. But I think it's fake news. We'll finish up. Hey, listen, we got to take a break. Last break of the first hour. We're back live. We survived Hurricane Dorian. This is the Steve Kane Show. My name's Brian Craig. Don't go anywhere.
Seniors, Medicare open enrollment is coming. I Will Advisors has all the education you need to make an informed decision about your plan for you and your family. I Will Advisors specializes in every aspect of Medicare and what options are most likely to help or hurt you. And that way you can get a plan that fits your life.
Oh, man. I'm not exaggerating. It's insanity. Let me go outside and look. Let me go out. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to go check out the weather. I'll be right back.
8080.
Plus tax tag title and includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers in 9/10/19. Get super savings on over 1,500 Toyotas during our 2020 Supra sales event at Toyota of Hollywood. Toyota of Hollywood has one of the largest selections of 2020 Supra launch editions in the country. Plus, we're selling 2019 Toyotas at up to 50% less than their original.
It's beautiful outside.
50%
It's beautiful.
less. A real 2019 Camry LE, not 26,000, 18,775. A real 2019 Corolla LE, not 22,000, 13,775. Get super savings during our 2020 Supra sales event at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 for SCT on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Steve Kane Show.
Midnight.
This is Brian
Of
Craig.
course,
I
of
want to tell you
course,
about
of
Dr.
course.
Mitch Matez at the
Yeah, it was
Bahamas
Richie.
Center for Age Management. He's my anti-aging doctor. That's right. I have an anti-aging doctor now. This year, I turned 45, and I was starting to slow down a bit. I met with Dr. Matez, and he found that my testosterone level was low. We men begin losing our testosterone starting at age 30, and it goes down every year after that. Dr. Matez told me I was approaching the beginning of andropause. That's the male equivalent of menopause.
Yes, it is. Hey, guys.
Identical hormone pellet therapy. They're tiny little pellets inserted under my skin. And now my testosterone levels are being restored to where they were when I was 25 years old. Thanks to Dr. Matez, I have more energy, I feel better, I look better, my love life, it's better, and my wife, she's thanking Dr. Matez too. Bioidentical hormone pellet therapy isn't just for men. It works wonders for women by reversing the symptoms of menopause, like the night sweats and the mood swings. Men and women, you don't have to live with the negative effects of aging, like loss of energy, loss of sexual desire, weight gain, or menopause. Call Dr. Matez and meet with him about bioidentical hormone pellet therapy. It works for me, and it'll work for you too. He's located in Boca, and his website is hormonetherapybocaratone.com. Or give him a
Steve Kane Show.
561-953-5490.
Yes, hold on.
561-953-5490. And tell him Brian Craig sent you.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All righty, welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. And just, to tell you how great hormone replacement pellet therapy is, I've been up since midnight. And I went to bed last night around 9:30, quarter to 10, So I got about 2 hours and 15 minutes sleep, and you hear how full of energy I am, right? Because hormone replacement pellet therapy. And the reason I've been up since midnight is my wife and daughter decided to declutter parts of the house. The house, we've got all these hurricane supplies all over the house. Our living room, our diner, our kitchen, just piles and piles. Because it's not just supplies for us. We thought we were going to have 2-3 family members come with all their pets. So my wife and daughter were decided to declutter all of the hurricane supplies last night and woke me up, and I couldn't go back to sleep because they were so loud, And, but hormone replacement pellet therapy, that's what does it. That's right. So check in with Dr. Matez. Oh, my gosh. Good morning. You're on the radio. Yes, you called me. Yes, you called me. This is the third time, so what's on your mind? Yes. Hello? Yes. Oh, my gosh. That must have been the lady pumping gas in her car with the gas pump that said out of gas in it. I think that was her. That's the third time she's called. She called twice during the break. All right, so I'm talking about this fake weather news. And South Florida, the entire workforce is shut down. The workforce are not going to work. Okay? They're not going to work. The roads are empty. The hurricane did not hit us. I believe they knew on Friday it was not going to hit us. I knew on Saturday it was not going to hit us. I just went outside during the break. The sun, it's still dark out. A little dark out still when I went out there. No wind, and it's dry as a bone. Dry as a bone. No rain, no wind, but no one's going to work. Oh, my goodness. So let me finish. So I left my hotel room at 2 a.m. Friday morning. 2 a.m. to, rushing here because this fake weather news had scared me so much. And so I'll finish up this. So I was telling you in Orlando, the local news in Orlando were jumping for joy that the hurricane was going to hit South Florida because it wasn't going to hit them. Okay? And so my daughter and I are speeding home in the car, and I'm really worried about my wife because of her health condition. So I get it in my head. I said, maybe I was actually thinking about this. I said, oh, here's the lady again. Watch. This is the hello lady. Watch. Good morning. This is her. Hello. Yes, you're on the radio again. Hello. I said, are they telling me to do something to myself with the buttons and Morse code? Watch, you're going to hit the buttons again. Watch. Hello. Yeah. I mean, come on. Don't you have something clever? Not even a Baba Booey? Okay, I get it. Oh, my goodness. So I get it in my head. So I'm in the car. We're about, 20, 30 minutes into the drive home from Orlando with my daughter. It's 2:30 in the morning. And I say to my daughter, I said, maybe we should go home. I said, we still have our hotel room. I said, we weren't supposed to check. We left at 2 a.m. We've got checkout time's 11. Right? I said, maybe because the hurricane, according to the news, is going to be Cat 4 in South Florida. I said, maybe we should go home and get your mom and bring her back to the hotel and stay at the hotel till Tuesday or Wednesday. And I said, I'll stay home with the pets during the Cat 4. I'm going to risk my life for my dog and our cats. Isn't that nice of me? I'm serious. I said, could you drive Mom back to Orlando? And she said, yeah, I could. I said, well, let's call the hotel and see if they've got any availabilities. Because with this news that Orlando's in the clear and South Florida's going to get nailed by a Cat 4, the Orlando hotel rooms are going to fill up like that. And it's Labor Day weekend. And this is Friday, about 2:30 in the morning. So I call the hotel. I'm staying at one of the Disney World hotels. I was staying at Disney's Pop Century Hotel, and I still had a room, right? Because checkout time's 11, and I just left at 2 in the morning. So I called, and I said, could we get a room till Tuesday or Wednesday? And they said, yeah. They said to stay till Wednesday, it'd be $600 and something, you know, and stay till Wednesday, it'd be another, I don't know, $700 and something. And they said, would you like to make the, keep the room till then now? And I said, well, let me check with my wife. And so we call my wife, and she won't answer the phone because it's, it's 2:45 in the morning. She's not answering the phone. And we texted her. We called her. I'm driving. My daughter called my wife like 6 times. She won't answer the phone. And I'm getting worried. That the hotel rooms are going to fill up in Orlando. So my daughter and I, we plan on, we're going to get home. I'm going to get the gas. I'm going to get everything. And my daughter is going to drive my wife back to our hotel room we have in Orlando. And they're going to stay there till Tuesday or Wednesday. And we can't get a hold of my wife. And so my daughter says, Dad, I can turn the Alexa on at home on the app on my phone. Because I don't have the Alexa app on my phone. I said, really? She says, yeah. She says, I could turn the lights on in your bedroom if you'd like and have Alexa play music. And I said, if you turn the lights on and play music, that's going to give your mom a heart attack. I said, can we talk to her on the Alexa? And she says, yeah, but I think that might freak her out. So we're on the turnpike southbound from Orlando and a total panic from watching the news. So instead of turning the lights on or talking to my wife on the Alexa over the app, we played music. So my daughter put some music on. I don't know what music she put on. She says, I'll put some music on, and then I'll call her in a minute. So she does it. So she gets my Alexa to play. So then we call my wife, and then she answers the phone, and she's not happy. It's about 10 to 3 in the morning. She's like, what's going on? Alexa's blasted music, and you're calling. What's going on? And I said, I told her what's going on. And I said, we're in the car. Could you check the tracks? Check the hurricane tracks. We're going to bring you back to Orlando. And she says, okay. She says, I'll check and call you back. And she calls us back, and I don't know what music. I don't know what. Can you imagine my wife? She's scared to death, waking her up, doing all this stuff. I know, it's crazy. Everything I'm telling you is true. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm telling you, this is what happened. This was Friday morning. It's about 3 in the morning. My wife calls me back, and she says, listen. She says, I'm looking at the European model. It's going to skirt up the coast. We're going to be okay. We're going to get like Cat 1 in South Florida, maybe. Orlando's more likely to get hit than us, and I'm like, no, we got to come to. We're going to bring you back. I'm going to drive. Emily's going to drive. She's like, no, it's no. I know. So we're in a complete panic. All right, hey, listen, I got to take our break. It's 1 minute after 7. Okay, we'll take our break. We're back here live the day after Labor Day. Oh my gosh, hour number 2 of Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, starts now.
1470 is WWNN Pompano Beach and 95.3 FM W237BD Boca Raton, the Health and Wealth Radio Network.
This is Adrienne Kane, Steve's daughter, and I want to tell you about my MyPillow mattress. I was talking to Dad, and I was telling him I wasn't sleeping at night. I was tossing and turning all night long. I had an old, worn-out, lumpy, bumpy mattress.
Oh my God! No, I'm not kidding.
I wasn't getting any sleep. A couple of days later, there was a knock at
the European model is the most accurate.
I slept on
the European model is the one to look at. They're the one that's most accurate.
No more tossing, no more turning, and when my alarm goes off in the morning, morning, I'm up and ready to go and well rested. Give your kids, grandkids, spouse, or yourself the gift of a good night's sleep with a
I'm not
MyPillow
making a
mattress.
joke. I live here.
MyPillow.com and
Believe
use the
me.
promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
I'm going to go back
When you
outside
use
now
the
that it's
promo
lighter
code
out. See what's
KANE,
going
You
on.
can save up to $300 off your MyPillow mattress. They come in all sizes, from twin to California king and every size in between. Go to MyPillow.com and be sure to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, and give the gift of a MyPillow mattress. Worth its weight in restful sleep.
Attention all Berries Vitamins customers. All the vitamins and supplements
Dry as a bone.
are available at Save-A-Lot Nutrition Centers, and the prices are a fraction of what you were paying before. Stop in or call Save-A-Lot. Save-A-Lot Nutrition Centers is located a half mile
Let me look at the
south
latest
of Stone
track.
Road on the west side of State Road 7 in the Penn Dutch Plaza. Speak with Al. He's the owner. Tell him what supplements you were looking for, and he will be more than happy to get you the supplements you need. Save-A-Lot Nutrition Centers, 754-307-1655. 754-307-1655. Seniors, Medicare open enrollment is quickly approaching.
Your first
Make
coding
sure
friends.
you get the
There's a
right
new
coverage.
twist on story
Call
time
Debbie
with
at I
playful
Will
facts.
Advisors, 954-753-8080.
Hey, Dorian has now just been very difficult to forecast
is brought to you by attorney Barry
the
Siegel
last
at the Siegel
18
Law Group.
hours.
Avoid
It's
gambling with a
remaining, and as far
revocable
as the
living trust.
storm force
$350
wind
for single
gusts. Now,
people,
based on the
$450
forecast
for
track,
married
it
couples.
is
When you
expected
complete
to
your
start
trust
to
with
move to
attorney
the
Barry
north.
Siegel,
It is so far from South Florida.
certificate to Tavalina.
We're not, it's so far from us. It's
The
ridiculous.
Siegel Law Group, with 9
Banded,
offices
and
in
they
South
range
Florida,
116
including
miles
Boca
out from
Raton,
the center.
Plantation,
Hurricane force
and
winds
Coral
45
Springs.
miles
Call
out from the center. So
1-855
here, all the way into South Florida, we've been seeing
3782.
occasional
The
tropical
opinions
storm
expressed in
force
the following
wind
sponsored
gusts.
program
Now,
are strictly
based
those
on
of
the
the host,
forecast
guests, and
track,
callers,
it
and not
is
necessarily
expected
those
to
of the
start to move
station,
to the
its staff, management,
northwest
or sponsors.
later
The
this
Steve
morning.
King
By the
Show is
afternoon,
live
moving
and morning
away from
drive,
Grand
6
Bahama
till 9
Island,
a.m.
36 hours.
weekdays,
2
and
a.m.
overnights
air
midnight
parts of the
till 6
Carolinas.
a.m.
Oh
7
my
nights a week.
goodness.
To call the show,
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show, on the radio since 1977. I'm talking about the fake weather news, and I got the latest. South Florida, how many people are not going to work right now, today, that would normally go to work? You know, I've been talking in the last hour about this fake weather news, hyping it up and total sensationalism. I go to get the latest I get the latest advisories from the news online, and they've got this weather girl. Is she wearing a dress, or is that body paint she's wearing? You know, they got these hot, sexy weather girls with the sprayed on dresses. You know, the weather news, it's big ratings. Big ratings, and it's just like the political news, hyping up fake polls, fake scandals, fake weather, you know. And yeah, we knew the Bahamas were going to get hit. That was not a question. But when did they know that South Florida was not going to get that big hit? And it looks like Saturday with a certainty. So I didn't even, my neighbors all had their shutters up, pretty much. Couple didn't when I got home on Friday. And let me see here. What's today? Today is Tuesday. On Saturday, my wife and I, we're not even putting the shutters up. And I've got great shutters that don't take long to put up. I can have all the shutters up on my house in less than an hour. And Saturday, we're not getting hit. There's no storm coming to us. We're going to get some, and you'll even hear tropical storm force wind. Tropical storm force winds are a normal thunderstorm in South Florida. Okay? So Saturday, no weather. We don't need no hurricane. We're not going to put the shutters up, and everything's fine. Everything's cool. I wake up early on Sunday morning. I wake up early on Sunday morning. I wake up about 5:30, and I turn on the weather news, and they got me scared to death again. They got me scared to death. Cat 4, Cat 5. They've got us here in South Florida. They got us in the cones again. We're back in the cone. We were out of the cones on Saturday. Now we're back in the cones. I woke my wife up again on Sunday morning. Oh boy, I know. My poor wife, right? That's probably why she woke me up last night at midnight to get even with me, because I woke her up. I woke her up in the middle of the night on Friday. So Sunday morning, I wake her up. I waited till 6 when the first crack of light was coming out. I woke my wife, because the weather news scared the crap out of me again. They're talking about Category 5. It's going to be a 4. We're in the cone. And again, Category 4 and 5 are nothing to mess around with. Hurricanes are a serious business. I've been through a lot of them, and they're scary, okay? But I've never been through a 4. I've had 3s, but no 4s. So I wake my wife up at 6 a.m. on Sunday. I said, we got to put the shutters up. We got to put the shutters up. Got to do it now, okay? Because you don't want to put the shutters up when it's raining and when it's windy. And so my wife's like, I saw yesterday, we're not in the cone. The cone moved north. We're not in the cone even. I said, turn on the news. So my wife turns on the news, and she says, put the shutters up. And I said, well, you got to help me. And I'm not having my disabled wife put shutters up, by the way. I don't want you to think that kind of help. I had her, I had her hand me the screws, okay, to it. So she comes outside with me, and she's handing me the screws and the nuts and the bolts, and I'm hanging up the shutters. That's all she was doing. I don't want you to think I got to do that. So we get the shutters up by, by 7 o'clock in the morning. I got the shutters up, except on, I kept the one off our kitchen window, and our back door is a hurricane door window. I don't put shutters over that, you know. And I still got the shutters on my house now. I'm going to take them down when I get home today, because we don't need the shutters up anymore. But they had me scared again, hyping up all this cones of uncertainty, and you're in this cone, and you're in that cone, you're in the maybe cone, you're in the probably cone, you're in the tropical storm cone, you're in the hurricane cone, you're in the ice cream cone, you're in the you get a gelato cone. I mean, it's just enough. They're scaring the crap out of me. They're scaring the crap out of me. They're scaring the crap out of my family. They're scaring the crap out of the town. And as I look outside today, and I see that today, as everyone's taking today off work, I'd like to ask, how many of you are off work today that are normally working, but you're probably sleeping? Why is this town shut down today? Why is South Florida not going to work today? Why are the schools closed today? You know, Broward County, it said not only are the schools closed today. When I saw the 5 a.m. update, this may have updated since 5 a.m., but at 5 a.m., they said that Broward County will decide today if they're going to be open tomorrow. This storm's so far gone from here. No schools in South Florida. Broward, Palm Beach Day, no school. And what the hell's going on here? Fake news, fake hype. And you know what? It's the weather news fakes and hypes the news and sensationalizes it for the same reason Fox News and all the rest do. Okay? And the reason they do is ratings. Ratings. This is when they really make their money in television ratings and the news. It's like the election season cycle. It's like, you know how Fox News is sucking up to all the Democrats so they can have a Democrat debate. It's ratings. Ratings. Okay? That's what it's all about. Oh my goodness. And it's terrible. I talked to Steve yesterday, and he was watching. Now, I didn't watch any Fox News or CNN or MSNBC over the weekend. Okay? I didn't watch any of that. But from what I understand, Fox News was really scaring people too. Now, those of you that were watching Fox over the weekend, I'd like to hear from you about it. Okay, because I know Steve was watching Fox News, a lot of Fox News, and I tell you, we've got some of the dumbest. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I got to tell you, stupid. Oh my gosh! I tell you. Okay, that's me. Okay, that's. I tell you, some people in this listening audience. Some people in this listening audience. The fake news, when it comes to the political news, okay, they do it for similar reasons. One, ratings, because they make a lot of money. They make a lot of money off of it. Okay, you make a huge amount of money actually off of it. Okay, not only is it that, it's also push an agenda. The liberals are already talking about global warming's effect on this hurricane, which is a hurricane that someone said, do you realize Andrew was a Category 5? Yes, but I did not get hit with Andrew. Andrew hit way down in Homestead, and it was a small hurricane. It was a Category 5, but it was a small hurricane. I'm talking about what I've been through. I know there have been Category 5s. I'm talking about what I have experienced, okay? And I have not experienced a Category 5. That's me, okay? These people. But they scare you to death. And Hurricane Andrew is when this really started. I don't know why, but with Hurricane Andrew, the news is when the weather news started to become commercial then, more so than ever before. It really started to become, because Hurricane Andrew, I don't know what it was about Hurricane Andrew. I don't know. But there was something about Hurricane Andrew that elevated the weather news to be sensationalized and commercialized at that point. And the big problem with this is when it comes to the weather news, we depend on this for the safety of ourselves and our families, okay? You've got to be able to depend on the weather news as a credible source of information, not to sensationalize and hype things up, because your life depends on this, okay? Now, I want to talk about the Bahamas, because what the left are going to do in regards to this terrible situation in the Bahamas is, I'm going to tell you what they're going to do when we get back, all right? It's 16 minutes after 7. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, on the radio since 1977. We'll take a break and be right back.
Debbie at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080, 954-753-8080.
People put off the medical care they need for a lot of reasons. My deductible is too high. I don't have insurance. My schedule is too hectic. I just can't afford it. The time for excuses is over. Thanks to Any Lab Test Now of Plantation, where they guarantee the lowest prices on all of their thousands of lab tests. PSA, only $34. Full cholesterol lipid panel, $28. Complete thyroid panel, $49. Diabetic A1C test, only $27. No doctor's order or prescription needed. All testing is always anonymous and confidential. In and out in 15 minutes or less. Most results in 24 to 48 hours. Make sure to ask about their allergy testing, which includes micronutrient and environmental allergens, and vitamin deficiency test, drug testing, you name it. Any Lab Test Now at Plantation, probably test for it. Any Lab Test Now at Plantation is located at 8367 West Sunrise Boulevard in the Jacaranda Plaza on the corner of University Drive and Sunrise Boulevard in Plantation. Give them a call, 954-916-1072, 954-916-1072. Online, labtestingplantation.com. Take control of your health with Any Lab
lab test now of plantation. 954-916-1072.
Seniors, Medicare open enrollment is quickly approaching. Make sure you get the right coverage. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
Well, this is Steve Kane, and I'm here with William Youngerman from William Youngerman Inc. Trading in, I guess they call it scrap gold. In other words, if people have old jewelry that's been passed on to them, stuff they don't use, what's the best way to handle the scrap jewelry?
There's a lot going on right now in this area because of the attention gold is getting and the higher price that it's at. People advertising, come to parties, all kinds of mail it in to sell your scrap. The only reason to ever sell gold, as far as I'm concerned, is when you have either a better place for the money, you're not wearing it, you're not using it, or if you have it in a form such as scrap or pieces of broken chain and everything else that have no easily understandable value attached to them. So what we're recommending people to do is, one, get rid of things that you don't wear and enjoy. Gold is an investment even if you're wearing it on your neck and you're enjoying it. If you're not, then take it and trade it in. If you don't need the money for something else, trade the gold scrap in for something that's an identifiable, easily recognizable, tradable form of gold, which would be something like a 1 ounce gold bar or a half-ounce gold coin or some equal amount of gold, so that you're not just taking dollars that you're going to spend and waste somewhere, but you're actually converting that scrap gold into something that is easily tradable, and that all you have to do is look at the television or look at the paper to find out the price of gold or listen to our reports, and you know that if you have 2 ounces of gold, it's worth X number of dollars. The next thing is to know that who you're dealing with when you're trading it in. Get a couple of offers on it. Don't just go to these to mail it in and take your chances. You do your homework, you'll get the most for your gold, and then you'll be able to get a form of gold that's easily recognizable and tradable, and it is an insurance policy for you.
A good place to go is William Youngerman Inc. at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca. That's in the Bank America building. You can call William at 1-800-327-5010 or go to the website at williamyoungerman.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We're talking about this fake weather news. And I'll tell you, you see these liberals out there? These liberals, I tell you, liberals are sick. I mean, that's not new. I mean, you know liberals are sick, right? You see these liberals wishing that Mar-a-Lago gets hit by the hurricane. There were not just that Canadian, but there's liberals in America. American liberals are wishing, and some of them even praying. Can you imagine liberals praying that Mar-a-Lago gets hit by the hurricane? Are you kidding me? First off, you know, the president's secure. And what about the poor people that live in that area? What about the workers? What about the people in South Florida? So I'm listening to these liberals out there basically praying that we here in South Florida get hit by a hurricane because they hate Trump and it'll damage Trump's property that he has insured. And he's, you know, I'm thinking, are these people sick? What's the matter with them? Don't they understand what they're talking about here? We're going to send a message to Trump. We want Dorian to hit Mar-a-Lago? What are these people out of their minds? And these are mainstream liberal people. I've never heard something so sick and twisted in my life. Have you ever heard a Republican wish and pray that a hurricane would hit someone just because they're of a different political party? I've never seen anything like it. It's disgusting. And all of those people, oh, well, I deleted the tweet. Oh, well, that settles it. Now, now that you've wished that my whole family and everybody I basically know get wiped out, but since you deleted the tweet, oh, that's okay. We don't mind that you were wishing the destruction of South Florida. And there were many liberals doing this all over the Twitter. Oh, but we deleted the tweet. Oh, well, after you're wishing death on us, since you deleted the tweet, that's okay. Oh, okay. What is twisted? And where's the media on that? And these are some of the mainstream people. Was it a former Canadian prime minister? I didn't know they had a lady prime minister. I don't know who she was. She's probably more masculine than that guy they got now. I couldn't believe. Okay, so the Bahamas are gone. I mean, the poor Bahamas. The Bahamas are only 50 miles from Florida, and they're flat. And they got, not only did they get hit by Cat 5, Cat 4 winds, okay? I've never seen a hurricane stop before. I mean, when I was watching this yesterday, I could not watch nor read these stories coming out of the Bahamas, because I knew as Dorian was approaching the Bahamas that we always knew throughout this that the Bahamas were going to get nailed pretty hard, and it was terrifying. Category 4, Category 5, and the damage and loss of life and of basically civilization in the Bahamas. I mean, it's going to be some of the most devastating hurricane damage we've ever seen. And it's only the Bahamas are only 50 miles from Florida. Okay, the first of the Bahamian Islands. There's a lot of islands there, and it covers a pretty large area of the Bahamas. But Bimini is only 50 miles from us. So Florida has a bond to the Bahamas because all of us visit there. And we have a lot of Bahamians here. And we have listeners in the Bahamas. Our radio station reaches the Bahamas, believe it or not. We have listeners in the Bahamas. Massive devastation in the Bahamas. I mean, it's good. And the law, it's terrible what's going on in the Bahamas. Now, the Florida governor, DeSantis, has said that we're going to help the Bahamas. And President Trump's going to help the Bahamas, too. And this is what, these sick, twisted liberals in the media, what they're going to do with this I'm going to tell you what they're going to do right now. Now, before the storm hit the Bahamas, when we were back on, say, Friday and Saturday, I heard liberals say, and one of them I heard, it was either CNN or MSNBC. I can't remember which one. It was either CNN or MSNBC. It was one of them. I can't remember which. Maybe you guys will know. After that, I watched the Weather Channel and WSVN all weekend. I watched just weather news over the weekend. I didn't watch all the shooting. I didn't watch the boat thing. I watched the weather news. That's why I'm so freaked. Well, the hurricane's coming. You got to watch the weather news. And President Trump was talking about the conditions in Florida so far as being prepared. We are more prepared than anyone when it comes to a hurricane. And they have these discussions going on television among liberals. Well, he's taking care of, I couldn't believe I heard this. He's taking care of Florida because it's white. Florida's white as opposed to Puerto Rico. I heard someone say that. I heard another person say, well, Florida's an important swing state. So he's taking care of Florida because he has to win it for the next election. And plus it's white people. This is probably one of the most diverse states in America, Florida. We've got everybody here in Florida. It's not a white state by far, okay? And I'm listening to this disgusting talk. Well, he's a racist. He doesn't like black or brown people, but Florida's white, so he's taking care of Florida. What are they talking about? They've been watching too many reruns of the Golden Girls. But the Bahamas are destroyed. I don't even want to know how bad it is over there. And I don't. We're going to hear I know we've already heard terrible stories out of the Bahamas. It's going to get worse. It's completely flat over there. They don't have mountains to slow down the winds. It's going to be awful. And President Trump, he's going to pull out everything to help the Bahamas. Pull out the Navy, the Coast Guard, the cruise ships. Everyone's going to be helping the Bahamas. Regular guys in their boats are going to be speeding to the Bahamas this week when the hurricane finally is gone. And when Trump goes and bails out the Bahamas, which he will do, okay? Can't depend, they're a Commonwealth nation, can't depend on England. They can't even bail themselves out of the EU, so we're going to do it, okay? And they're going to attack him for it. President Trump, he'll go and help a foreign country, but he won't even help Puerto Rico. Well, unlike Puerto Rico, the government over there in the Bahamas, they don't seem to be corrupt thieves like in Puerto Rico, okay? I will find out because they're going to get a lot of aid. But I saw the Prime Minister of the Bahamas press conference, and he doesn't seem like a thief to me. unlike the mayor of San Juan and all the other corrupt officials in Puerto Rico. Trump did everything for Puerto Rico. Everything. Puerto Rico is further away than the Bahamas. Very difficult to get there. Takes time. Did everything for Puerto Rico. But they're corrupt down there. But when he bails out the Bahamas, as he will do, they're going to attack him for, he'll help a foreign country, but not his own people in Puerto Rico. Keep it in mind, they said he didn't care about black and brown people. Bahamians are black for the most part. I did know a guy who was born in the Bahamas, a white guy, white friend of mine, Robert, but he just was born there. He's Bahamian citizen, but he's a white guy like me, okay? A couple days ago, he didn't care about black people or brown people. Now he's helping black people too much. Wouldn't help Puerto Rico because they're Hispanic. That's what the left are going to do because they're sick. They're sick people. Good morning.
Garbage pickup is canceled. How about the post office? Are we getting mail?
No, there was no garbage. You know, yesterday was Labor Day. We usually get garbage pickup on Labor Day. So I got a garage filled with garbage now. The house is gonna smell great when I get home. Yeah, the whole town shut down. Why is South Florida shut down today, man?
What about the mail? Are we getting mail?
Rain, hail, sleet, or snow, and unless you're a spoiled postal worker. Where are you at in South Florida?
Sunrise.
Perfect weather today, isn't it? Is it raining? Is it windy in Sunrise?
Oh, no, it's windy. It's got 20 mile.
20 mile an hour winds. That's it. That's not a sustained or gust.
No, it's a sustained.
I'm in Coral Springs. I went out during the break. It was not a drop of water, and no winds.
You put on the news. Now they're saying Dorian is crawling to Florida. It's crawling.
Yeah, you can walk faster than it. I heard that, right? You can walk faster than Dorian, right?
See, this is a joke. They don't say it's coming toward Stewart. They say Florida.
Very vague.
Panic throughout the whole coast.
Yeah, I've got people in Margate telling me there's no wind in Margate. Have you been outside? You're telling me you've got 20 mile an hour sustained wind? Go outside. Let me go outside with your phone. Let me hear the wind hit the phone. I don't believe you. I've got no wind I've got no wind here. We've got no wind in Margate.
This morning, it hasn't stopped with the wind, but there's no rain.
Please. All right, let me hear the wind hit the phone.
I don't know.
At 20 mile an hour winds, I should hear the wind hit your phone.
Hold the phone.
All right, stop talking. Stop talking. Let's just hear the wind hit your phone. Hold it up in the air.
I'm holding it up.
It's the sound of silence. I don't hear a thing. 20 mile an hour winds. Come on. You're 20 mile an hour. How do you know now it's stopped? Oh, it's stopped now. Come on.
Stop.
What? Okay, now I'm hearing now I hear you breathe.
Big deal. It's beautiful.
Sounds like you're breathing into the phone to me. I don't hear any winds. All right, stop talk. Okay, do that. Okay, stop talking and hold the phone up above your head. You're outside. Are you outside? Are you outside?
Yes.
Okay. Hold your phone up in the air and stop talking for 10 seconds. And stop talking for 10 seconds. It's silent. Where's the 20 mile an hour winds hitting your phone?
Oh, I'm telling you.
Please. I know it's fake news.
They put down Category 5 in Miami on the map, and it wasn't.
I know. And the schools are closed. The hurricanes, yeah. Yeah, Broward, they're announcing later if Broward's open tomorrow.
Mail, that's going to really get to me.
Really? You waiting for some? Really? What are you waiting for? Something important?
Yes.
Really? What are you waiting for in the mail? Are you sure? Couple drops of rain. We've got rain and sunrise, 2 drops. I know, but you're still not going to do a save on the wind thing because there was no wind. Everybody heard it. I know you're trying to save yourself. Well, why can't we hear it hit the phone when you're outside?
have a crummy phone.
Because you have if you had a crummy phone, it'd be worse. All right, take care, take care. He's trying to do a save there by agreeing with me and everything else. Oh boy, oh boy. Yes, yes, yes. All right, it's 33 minutes after the hour. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. We're talking about the fake weather news. I want to hear some reports from around South Florida. First off, I want to know, when did you know the hurricane wasn't going to hit? When do you think I think they knew on Friday we weren't getting hit. I think the weather people knew on Friday. The European model is the most accurate of all of them. I know that sounds crazy. And they put that spaghetti bowl up there to scare the crap out of you with the 80 different lines that mean nothing. You know? And I'm just looking for the European model. I trust the European model beyond ours, and I think most people in South Florida know the European one's the one to look at. All right, we'll take our break. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. Don't go anywhere.
Suffer with diabetes. Did you know there's a 25%
Steve
chance
Kane
that
Show.
you will develop a foot ulcer at
Hey, Mel.
some point in your life?
Let me go out again and see if any
Foot
winds have
ulcers,
built
when you
up.
have
Hold on.
Diabetes can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority. At the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name-brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper
There's no wind out there.
The Soul Authority.
Sunrise is right down the street.
954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire of Margate, where they have all the major name brand tires like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely
Steve Kane
can't
Show.
be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for a Sienna van
Hey,
and
Mike.
other tire shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the tire shops around town. Friendly Tire, only $65. That's more than a 50% savings. Those prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of used tires too at $30 for most sizes. Call my good buddy Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and
Exactly.
he'll give you a great low price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855.
There's no wind. There's no nothing.
82.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We're talking about this fake weather news hyping us up here in South Florida. South Florida is shut down, people. Shut down. Schools are closed for no reason. Businesses are closed. There's no trash pickup going on. There's no storm. I went outside. I've gone outside during every break this morning, pretty much. I went outside just now during the break. No wind, no rain. Now there's some clouds overhead. It's clouds overhead, a little dark out. No, if you watch it on the video stream, not a hair moved on my head. All right, let's go to the phones. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hi. I was just going to say this is exactly what happened in Illinois with tornadoes.
Yeah.
And we had 3 tornadoes hit our small town in December. And one of our meteorologists stood up and said, it's just, we're calling code red all the time. And this is for rain. And he got fired.
Oh, you got fired. Oh.
His name's Joe Crane.
Well, I was watching, I watched nothing but weather news all weekend, okay? Because here I am in South Florida. I got to know what's going on because I got to, be prepared. And yesterday, they were showing a convoy of ambulances driving somewhere down the highway. Did you see this? And a convoy of ambulances driving down an interstate highway somewhere in Florida to another part of Florida with their sirens on. And, I mean, they're scaring the hell out of people. And the weather news, where you guys are, I don't know, here in South Florida, they have women that do the weather that are as hot gets, and they wear these dresses that look like they're spray painted on. Do you got weather girls like that up in Illinois, or do you guys got morals up there?
It's better. We got more men.
You got more men? We have some men, but the women with the pushed up boobs and the thing going on, it's a lot about the ratings. A lot about the ratings, and they have for them to pull this over Labor Day weekend has had such a hit on the economy, not just of South Florida, but of the Carolinas too. Because they're shutting down Florida, they shut down the Carolinas, parts of Georgia, and it's all because of the of their fake weather news.
Right. I agree. And he stood up and he said, this is, they keep saying it's code red, stay tuned. And he finally said, this is from the top wanting us to do this.
They don't want you to leave the TV because it's ratings. And
And he was fired, and the people were outraged. They were like, and there was a block.
Wow. So what happened to that guy? Did he find work elsewhere? Do you know? Okay. What is it? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Appreciate the call. Thanks so much. All right. Let's go to Mel in Boca Raton. Hey, Mel. Good morning.
Good morning. So, yes, you'll love this, Brian. I'm in the corner of Lyons and Glade and getting cash from the cash machine.
Yeah.
Bank, a big shopping center. And there's a weather crew there, a gal holding a microphone. And
is she wearing a raincoat by chance? Wait a minute. Hold on. You're at Glades and Lyons in Boca. You see a weather reporter there. Are they wearing a rain? Wait, slow down. I want to get. Are they wearing a raincoat?
Oh, sure.
Is it raining?
Drizzling. It's an umbrella.
But she's got a raincoat on.
Rain as if it's a hurricane.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. She's leaning into the rain?
Into an imaginary wind.
Come on. Are you serious?
I'm serious. I couldn't believe it. And she's doing a dance, like a new rain dance. She's like making believe that she's getting blown over.
No, come on. This is going on right now? Yesterday. You saw this yesterday. You've got to be kidding me.
I'm not. I can't.
When okay, Mel. Well, yeah. When did you know that we were not getting hit by the hurricane? When did you feel confident?
Yesterday, because I went out. I've been frozen in the house with my wife, and I've been frozen in the house with all the outdoor furniture and plants. And I said, we got to get out of here. This is ridiculous.
You got to get out of here.
Yeah, I felt safe to go out.
And when you went out yesterday, everything was closed, right?
Closed along Federal Highway.
I know. What the hell?
Or in West Boca.
Now, what's going on today? Now,
empty. The roads were empty, and this young gal, is leaning into an imaginary wind.
Unbelievable. Fake news. Fake news. And today, well,
Today in USA News, 5 dead in historic Dorian hurricane in the Bahamas. How many got killed in Puerto Rico? 3,000 people get killed in Puerto Rico. 5 in a Category 5 in the Bahamas. Something doesn't add.
Well, the Puerto Rican death toll that they had up there greater than 9/11, keep in mind. And there was not a 3,000 death toll in Puerto Rico. And, you know, and we talked about this at the time. Fake news, fake news. There were fewer than 3,000 that what was I don't remember what the final tally of loss of life in 9/11 was. I don't remember. But it was less than 3,000 in New York City, and they had a grave shortage in New York City. There was a shortage of graves. People were donating their plots to families. You know, where was the grave shortage in Puerto Rico, where they have fewer grave plots than they do in the tri-state area up there? And, you know, Puerto Rican families are rather large. If you got 3,000 dead, they got at least 15,000 family members. Where are they? Big.
I hope the death toll in the Bahamas doesn't go up. It's tragic.
Well, if it's 5, that's a miracle. If it's 5, it's a miracle. How many are missing, though?
Right, because the videos I've seen, it's awful. They have been flattened. It's just.
I can't even watch the news out of the Bahamas because the Bahamas is completely flat, and it's just tragic. It's tragic. Yeah, did you see this story about? He will, and they'll attack him for it, you know, because they attack him for everything. But, you know, this very bizarre story that the Disney left their people on their island, on the Disney island in the Bahamas during the storm. I couldn't believe it. Castaway K. Yeah, look in the Daily Mail. All right, appreciate the call. Thanks so much. It's okay. So he actually saw a reporter pretending to be blown in wind in South Florida. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hello, Brian. This is Mike.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen in Florida with this whole stuff. Go back and look at the stuff with Katrina. You know, I'm here in Louisiana, and it's the same thing. And there was at least a couple thousand that died down in New Orleans because of Katrina. And think about it this way: they hammered. The national media hammered President Bush for not sending the.
Nah, I don't want to rehash Katrina. I appreciate the call, Mike. I don't want to rehash Katrina. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Good morning. It's Janet.
Oh, hey, Janet Cimarelli from Save-A-Lot. How you doing?
Hoping most of your listeners are also in just absolutely fine.
We are all fine.
I was going to talk about things to relieve anxiety, and that I will be back at Save-A-Lot today from 12 to 5. I've been off the entire month of August. I was in Grenada for my granddaughter's white coat ceremony at St. George's University, and we missed Dorian and Grenada. It kind of grazed the northern edge of.
Well, I've got some news for you, Janet. We miss Dorian in South Florida, too.
And aren't we just...
Oh, yeah. We are, indeed.
Are still very, very overworked, and they need some energy. We have great protein powders, protein snack bars, that kind of thing at Save-A-Lot, because even though we didn't get hit, we have a lot of... kind of reestablishing work to do, taking down the shutters, moving back all of the outside furniture and such. And for all of those people who are dealing with anxiety still, because it is a very frightening experience, come on in and talk to me. I have lots of things that we can work on at Save-A-Lot. I'll be there from 12 to...
All right, so Save-A-Lot open today, the day after Labor Day. Stop in Save-A-Lot, located in the Pin Dutch Plaza, just south of Sample Road on the west side of State Road 7, 441 in Margate. And you can call them if you have any questions, or if you're out of town, they'll ship to you anywhere. 754-307-1655. 754-307-1655. All right, Janet, we'll talk tomorrow. All right, take care. We'll be right back. I'm Brian. This is the Steve Kane Show. Don't go anywhere.
Open enrollment is quickly approaching. Call I Will Advisors for a free review of your existing healthcare policy and learn about all of your Medicare options. Call Debbie at 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
This is Roger Simon, reverse mortgage specialist at South Florida's Choice Mortgage Bank. I've found that reverse mortgages
getting
can
some
be a
rain
very
now.
Valuable financial vehicle for seniors. I truly changed their lives for the better. In fact, I have a reverse mortgage myself, and it's certainly improved my life. Everyone's situation, of course, is different, but I've found over and over that a reverse mortgage can solve many of a senior's financial problems. It's a valuable tool to allow you to age in place. And if you're a senior like me, that's a primary goal. By aging in place, I mean that you're financially able to stay in the home you love for the rest of your life. So if you own your home with or without a mortgage,
Florida's not getting hit hard. Skirting up the coast.
By giving you the financial
We're not getting hit in Florida. We're not getting hit.
Give me a call anytime at 561-441-2730. That's 561-441-2730. I look forward to hearing from you.
Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender NMLS 166254. People put off the medical care they need for a lot of reasons. My deductible is too high. I don't have insurance. My schedule is too hectic. I just can't afford it. The time for excuses is over. Thanks to Any Lab Test Now of Plantation, where they guarantee the lowest prices on all of their thousands of lab tests. PSA, only $34. Full cholesterol lipid panel, $28. Complete thyroid panel, $49. Diabetic A1C test, only $27. No doctor's order or prescription.
Oh boy, welcome everyone, welcome.
And confidential. In and out in 15 minutes or less. Most results in 24 to 48 hours. Make sure to ask about their allergy testing, which includes micronutrient and environmental allergens, and vitamin deficiency test, drug testing, you name it. Any Lab Test Now or Plantation probably test for it. Any Lab Test Now or Plantation is located at 8367 West Sunrise Boulevard in the Jacaranda Plaza on the corner of University Drive and Sunrise Boulevard in Plantation. Give them a call, 954-916-1072. 954-916-1072. Online, labtestingplantation.com. Take control of your health with Any Lab Test Now of Plantation. 954-916-1072.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All righty, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Now, those of you that are seniors, Medicare open enrollment begins next month. All right? Now, you want to review your Medicare policy with Debbie over at I Will Advisors, because the policies change. Every year there's changes. Now, I don't understand too much about Medicare. It's a couple years away for me. But if you're a Medicare recipient, you need to have your policy reviewed every year to make sure that the doctors and in particular your specialists, your primary care physicians, the pharmacy in your name, all these things will stay the same just like you like them for the next year. And you can only do this one time a year. And when open enrollment period begins next month, it's hard to get a hold of somebody in that business. You want to call Debbie at I Will Advisors right now. You overnight people, call in the middle of the night, leave a message, and they will actually set up an appointment to speak with you next month when the open enrollment period actually begins. So call Debbie over there at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. All right, and be prepared. Okay. There was this shooting in Texas, and of course the liberals do what they do. We got the hurricane, that's global warming. They got the shooting in Texas, that's gun control, and they're getting wacky. out there. This is Biden. Biden has a gun control plan, pretty radical one. Listen to this.
The idea that we don't have elimination of assault-type weapons, magazines that can hold multiple bullets in them, is absolutely mindless. It is no violation of the Second Amendment. It's just a bow to the special interest of the gun manufacturers and the NRA. It's got to stop.
It's got to stop, man. Got to stop. So now, Joe Biden, and he's the most, his is the least wacky of what they're talking about over the weekend. Joe Biden wants us to only have single shots now. We're going to go back to derringers and single shots. He wants to do away with guns that have more than one bullet in them. Oh, but there was a time when Joe Biden was an advocate for the Second Amendment. He's a gun owner. He used to talk about this. He had a shotgun, which holds more than one shell. Okay? But now, all of a sudden, this is the in vogue thing now. Joe Biden, we're going to ban... See, what the left have decided is that while the Second Amendment does protect your right to own a gun, they can't take the guns away, they're trying to make the argument now that bullets are not... I'm not kidding. That bullets are not protected by the Second Amendment. The gun is, but the bullets are not. So you will hear Biden and others are continually talking about restrictions on ammunition. Okay? And it's just bizarre. Now, I got two clips on this. Let's see here. Yeah, okay, that was Biden. And then Beto. I don't understand why the media are so in love with Beto. They're always going to Beto to find out what Beto thinks. What does Beto comment on this? What does he think about that? I mean, he's just a goofy goober-looking dork, isn't he? Beto is just a dork, but they love him. So when he becomes president, he's got a plan.
So I want to be really clear that that's exactly what we're going to do. Americans who own AR-15s, AK-47s, will have to sell them to the government. We're not going to allow them to stay on our streets, to show up in our communities.
Okay. So there is going to be President Beto. President Beto. Would he be President O'Rourke or President Beto? President Beto. There's going to be a mandatory government buyback. So if you don't sell your gun as required to the government, I guess they're going to have to come to your house and take it. So we're going to have a federal gun confiscation. And by the way, how much are they going to pay for those guns? Going to pay $6? They're going to pay $1,000? What are they going to pay for that? Are they going to pay the market value, Beto? President Beto? Are they going to pay $12 for them? What are you going to be required to take for your gun? It's going to be like jury duty where they pay you $10 a day or whatever they pay you for jury duty? Yeah. President Beto was going to have a mandatory federal gun confiscation. The number one reason to oppose the liberal gun grabs is not the Second Amendment right to bear arms. The number one reason to oppose is because look at what tyrants the left are. Right? I mean, they want to come after your liberties, and you just can't let them do it. And they're obsessed with getting the guns away from us. Just like Castro was, just like Stalin, just like Hitler with all their gun control. They're obsessed with confiscating the guns. And President Beto, he said he's going to do it. It's going to be mandatory. And if you don't sell them back for whatever price they decide, well, I guess they're going to have to come and take them from you. You never let a good crisis go to waste. That's what the Democrats say. Wow. Yeah. Mandatory skinny. Yeah. I don't know why the media are so obsessed with Beto. Fox News used to be this way with Ben Shapiro. Every time I turned on Fox News, what does Ben Shapiro think about this and that? I don't know. I don't really care, but they kept telling me. Now, every time something happens, we got to find out what Beto thinks. Now, the left I know my voice kind of went there a little bit. I've been up since midnight, people, okay? I've been up since midnight, 2 hours and 15 minutes sleep, and here I am broadcasting. Got an hour and 3 minutes to go. But I'm going to collapse when the show's over today at 9, I'll tell you that much. I'm going to collapse. I should take down my hurricane shutters when I get home. I might take off a couple when I get home just to let some light in the house, because we're living in the dark with the shutters up, which is awful. What the mainstream media and the liberals do with these gun crises and terrible incidents that happen are really disgusting. I did not find this audio. I found this on Twitter from a Daily Caller reporter. A Daily Caller reporter found some old video of Eric Holder before he was Attorney General. He was a U.S. attorney. Steve's giving me weird looks. I don't know. What am I doing?
Soaked.
You don't look wet to me. I don't see a drop of water on your shirt. Steve says it's in the rain. It's raining. Your shirt doesn't look wet. I don't see any drops of rain. Oh, that's sprinkling. It's sprinkling outside. That's why South Florida is shut down. It's sprinkling outside.
Just started.
What are you, the Wicked Witch of the West with the water?
Started.
I mean, gee whiz. Remember her with the water?
Yes.
It's sprinkling outside. Schools are closed. No trash pickup. It's sprinkling.
Tell that guy you humiliated that you were wrong.
Was there wind too?
Little wind.
And the little breeze and sprinkles.
But the wet you can feel.
Okay, now I did not find this audio. A reporter whose name I can't remember from the Daily Caller tweeted this. They found video of Eric Holder from the 1990s, and this must have been really early because he was Deputy Attorney General for Bill Clinton in the 90s, right? This is before that. He was a U.S. attorney at the time, and he was talking about what the liberals need to do. This is crazy stuff, and this was a call to action, and their entire party has switched into this. This is Eric Holder in the early 1990s, before he was the Deputy Attorney General under who was the guy that was the Attorney General under Bill Clinton? Janet Reno. That was his name. Janet Reno. I knew it was Janet Reno. I just wanted to get the homophobia in there. But anyway, this is. Steve said, don't talk about the fake weather news. That's a bad time. I've been taking calls all day. Everybody agrees with me, except this fraud in Sunrise with no wind outside. But anyway, this is Eric Holder, early 1990s, before he worked for Janet Reno, talking about the... Let me wait till you get your headphones on, because you might have to have your headphones on. You may not be able to hear Eric Holder. You got to put the headphones on to hear the Eric Holder. Steve's putting his mic on. So I'll wait till Steve gets his headphones on. This is Eric Holder, before he worked for Janet Reno, talking to a group of liberals, telling them what the Democrat strategy so far as gun control should be from this point and in the future. This is Eric Holder.
I've also asked the school board to make a part of every day some kind of anti-violence, anti-gun message. Every day, every school, at every level. One thing that I think is clear with young people and with adults as well is that we just have to be repetitive about this. It's not enough to simply have a catchy ad on a Monday and then only do it every Monday. We need to do this every day of the week and just really brainwash people into thinking about guns in a vastly different way. We also want to have a hotline that we will set up and have the number of that hotline that you just go out there, and that would be something that people would have emblazoned in their minds so that when they see a gun or become familiar about the facts of a gun crime, they would call that hotline and pass that information on.
Okay, so brainwash. Okay, now let me tell you this. This is great. I did not find this video. A reporter from Tucker Carlson's Daily Caller tweeted this over the weekend. His name's Ryan something. I can't remember his last name. I'll get it for you guys if I can. But I did not find that. This guy Ryan, who works for the Daily Caller, did. Eric Holder says we need to brainwash the country. He said this prior to YouTube. Okay, he said this prior to the internet as we know it. Okay? When he made those comments, very few people had access to the internet, and the internet that was out there was not like it is today. And when Eric Holder made those comments, there was, there were 3 news networks and CNN and New York Times and Washington Post. And every newspaper around the country, when it came to political news, just reprinted what was either in the Washington Post or the New York Times. So Eric Holder said that at a time before the internet, before social media, before YouTube, before Facebook and everything else. When you're talking to a group of Democrats and you say something, there were no iPhone. People couldn't record you and upload this to millions of people like they can today. So, they wouldn't talk like that way today for fear of what is going on here. Now, I retweeted that, and I'm going to find out who the guy from the Daily Caller that found it is to give him credit for it. That needs to be retweeted by everyone. They would not talk that way today because of the internet. That's Eric Holder. It's all brainwashing. He said it himself. Those are his words. We've got to brainwash the public. And by the way, those kids that he was talking about are older than AOC is today, because that was so long ago. AOC may not have even been alive at the time he made those comments, or was a baby. So when he was talking about school kids, he was talking about kids who today are older than the commie bartender. Okay, so they've got it. They're on their second generation of, to use Eric Holder's words, brainwashed on gun control. All right, we'll take our break. It's 4 minutes after the hour. Steve's here, and we'll finish up with the third hour right after this.
WWNN Pompano Beach and 95.3 FM W237BD Boca Raton, the Health and Wealth Radio Network.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire of Margate, where they have all the major name brand tires like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Sienna van at the other tire shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the tire shops around town. Friendly Tire, only $65. That's more than a 50% savings. Those prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of used tires too at $30 for most sizes. Call my good buddy Mike at Friendly Tire.
I would think he would be on.
And he will give you a great low price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
This is Roger Simon, reverse mortgage specialist in South Florida.
I don't know if they're open today. Are the banks open today? I wouldn't be
mortgages
surprised if they're closed. I mean,
financial vehicle for seniors. I truly
looked like
changed
everything
their
was
lives for
closed
the
today
better.
when I came in.
I have a reverse mortgage myself, and it's certainly improved my life. Everyone's situation, of course, is different, but I've found over and over that a reverse mortgage can solve many of a senior's financial problems. It's a valuable tool to allow you to age in place. And if you're a senior like me, that's a primary goal. By aging in place, I mean that you're financially able to stay in the home you love for the rest of your life. So if you own your home, with or without a mortgage, and if you want to know how a reverse mortgage can change your life by giving you the financial freedom you need, find out how by giving me a call anytime at 561-441-2730. That's 561-441-2730. I look forward to hearing from you.
Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender, NMLS 166254.
Seniors, Medicare open enrollment is quickly approaching. Call I Will Advisors for a free review of your existing healthcare policy and learn about all of your Medicare options. Call Debbie at 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855-FLA-3782. The opinions expressed in the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its staff, management, or
Oh, yeah,
sponsors.
the Bahamas are
The
gone.
Steve King Show is live in Morning Drive, 6 till 9 a.m. weekdays, and overnights, midnight till 6 a.m., 7 nights a week. Call the show toll free, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1.
All right, a very good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you on this wet day.
Wet.
Phone rang this morning. I don't
Wet.
drive in the dark and on wet roads.
It's sprinkling outside.
And I
It's a
told Brian,
light
if
drizzle.
it's not raining, call me, wake me up, I'll come up. And he said, oh, it's dry as a bone.
Well, that was 3 hours ago, Steve.
Yes, and now it's pouring down rain.
It is not. I'm going to go outside.
Anyway,
I'll be right
anyway,
back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
All right, I'll
be
talk
right
to
back.
you. I'll entertain
be
your
right back.
audience while you're gone. There's no better way to do this than to make it an apology from me, because I have fallen into the trap that Brian has fallen into when he sits here.
No rain. It's no rain right now and a light breeze. A light breeze and no rain. Yeah, right. Please. A light breeze, no rain. It is cloudy and dark out.
Because I want to talk seriously. I am personally, you may or may not choose to follow my example. That's going to be up to you. But I want to offer a sincere apology to the media.
Oh, yeah.
For the many times that I have done the very show that Brian mentioned here. Oh, the media, it's false news. They're making it all up. It's all for to make money on the commercials, right? Is that it?
Well, to hype up the media.
Hype
Yeah.
up the media,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, no, it's not to make money on the commercials. It's to up their ad rates.
Up the ad rates, whatever it is. None of it has to do with saving lives. It all has to do with
That's right.
pecuniary interests. Do you know that word, pecuniary?
Yeah, other interest.
No, good shot.
Okay.
Pecuniary means financial.
Oh, okay, financial. Okay.
I apologize because I have done the show many times myself, and I have unfairly attacked the media, which I guess means I'm attacking.
Did the hurricane
myself.
hit and I miss it?
What? No. I'm going to ask you if you can keep an open mind on this. And if I present a logical and reasonable case,
All right.
which is how I do things, you know, in a reasonable way to support my point of view, are you willing to leave an open mind?
I'm open, but I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm talking about. The first thing I realized today, because this is a moment of truth for me too, because I've always done what you did, you know, use the media to advance my interests, which is, you know, getting through a 2 or 3 hour show, or whatever it is. The first thing you have to understand is everything you see on television and have seen for the last 2 days is not designed just for you. I know many people who are in the media, unfortunately, are a little ego-oriented and the whole world revolves around them. And they can prove it because at 12 noon every day, the sun is directly over their head. So they understand they're the center of the universe. It's not just for you or me. It's for some of the old senior citizens that I watched today as they were being taken out of these homes that they had no intention of leaving.
What, in South Florida?
They very well end up underwater.
In South Florida?
Yes.
Please.
In Florida.
Well, no. Hold on a second. I'm not talking about Florida. I'm talking about South Florida. Okay? I'm talking about South Florida.
Let me hear you trying to save face. So
I'm not trying to say face. I've been doing this since 6, Steve, saying this. I've been very particular. I'm talking about Broward, Dade, and Palm Beach.
I'm just asking you to enlarge your mind so that you're not just so totally focused on your own selfish. So are you saying that if somebody lives in, I don't know, that storm really could have gone anywhere. I remember
What are you talking about?
Andrew is a prime example of that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't bring Andrew up in this.
Yeah.
We went to the station to sit through the storm. We stayed on the air.
Yeah.
This is back at WFTL.
Yeah.
And we went to sleep at night, and it was right at the storm eye was right parallel to Las Olas Boulevard when we went.
Correct.
To sleep. And we woke up and ran out to see if Las Olas Boulevard had been wiped out or eliminated,
Yeah.
or destroyed in the morning, And guess what? There wasn't a twig.
Big difference.
It was moved.
Big difference.
I'm not finished. I'm almost finished.
Big difference.
The thing was the eye of the storm had gone from directly parallel to us, where we were camped out at WFTL.
Yeah.
It went straight down to Miami, which nobody
Homestead.
anticipated, and
Big difference.
The city of Homestead.
Big difference.
What's the big difference?
This is simple. I mean, I'm going to tell you. Okay.
Go ahead.
That was what, 28 years ago? It was almost 28 years ago.
That's right. They don't have hurricanes nowadays.
No, they have technology today that's more advanced than they had almost 30 years ago. So so today they have better storm prediction technology than they had in 1992 and 1993 when Andrew hit, Steve.
These things can
that was almost 30 years ago.
Wrong. So you're saying that couldn't happen today? That's wrong. It's just wrong.
I'm saying that with this storm. No, excuse me. Andrew was also a couple differences with Andrew. Okay, what you said is accurate about it. Change. It was heading straight to Las Olas Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale.
90-degree turn.
Steve, let me explain, as opposed to patting yourself on the back and telling you how right you are. There's a couple differences between Hurricane Andrew and Dorian. One is what I already told you. The weather predicting technology and models they have today are light years more advanced than they had in 92 when that came along. The second thing is this one.
Well, what is the relevance of that?
Because the technology is more advanced, they have better prediction models and technology than they had in the 90s.
They were walking around.
Because it wasn't as accurate then, Steve. They have more accurate scientific measurement today to track storms and predict them than they did in 92.
In some cases.
And there's a second reason.
In all cases.
And
it depends on the storm.
Yeah, and there's another big difference with Andrew too. Andrew was moving incredibly fast. When it hit the Homestead, Miami area, it was in the Gulf of Mexico like in an hour or two. This storm is slow moving and not heading anywhere fast. Okay, so
what does that mean? They don't know where it's going to go.
All right, Steve doesn't want to hear any facts. No. You're right, Steve. Let's not bring up anything that shows you wrong. I'm not done. I'm not done, Steve. I'm not done. Because Andrew was... The two things with Andrew, let me explain. Instead of waiting to talk, listen. One, the technology that they have today to predict and track storms is light years more advanced. It would be like in 92, when Andrew came, would be like using 1960s technology, okay?
So what is the significance of that?
Because, Steve, it's more advanced, they can predict and track better and predict better. The second thing is, Andrew was a little more unpredictable than Dorian would be, even with the new technology, because of the high speed. Dorian's moving very slow. You could walk fast, 1 mile an hour, 2 miles an hour. So they even have they can predict its movements and directions even better than a fast-moving storm.
But they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
We went to bed and the thing was supposed to wake up.
No.
We were supposed to wake up in the morning with the storm.
Are your headphones on? Can you hear what I'm saying?
Yes. It's irrelevant.
No, it's not irrelevant. It's only irrelevant if you don't want to hear it to say you were right.
We're like a record that's stuck here.
Steve Kane Show.
Let me just get back to what I was saying. The fact is, the reports are not just for us. Yes, I'm living in Cooper City, and I can sit back now and relax, and I can put the shutters back in the garage and all that kind of stuff, and feel smug about it.
You're going to put the shutters back?
Well, I'm not going to leave them lying on the...
You're going to put the shutters back?
Well...
Come on, Steve.
When I say me,
you're trying to get...
It's a proxy.
Don't blow your credibility.
It's a proxy.
Okay. It's a proxy meeting.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got
somebody else will do it while you're watching Fox.
You should see Alex with Shay.
Alex will do it. No, Steve, hold on a second. The technology that they have today to monitor and track storms is 30 years more advanced than it was when Andrew came.
But they still can't tell whether it's coming inland tonight or not.
Yes, they can. And I think they knew Friday that Dorian was not. And when I say, I understand, Steve, that it's not all about me. I am talking about the South Florida coverage area, Broward, Dade, and Palm Beach County.
But as I started to say,
I'm not talking about North Carolina.
More involved than just one, one particular county. These reports are designed for everybody.
No, no, they're not.
Let me ask you this.
No, they're not.
I'm going to ask you a question.
No, they're not.
Is there a possibility that all the extensive but by the way, they do try to scare you. And you know why they try to scare you?
To keep you in front of the TV.
No, that's your cynical, unrealistic view of the thing. No, that's not why they do it. They do it to get those people that I watched on television this morning that were holding on to the bedpost as they were trying to drag them out and save their lives, to get people to move to save their lives. And let me ask you this: if it saved one life, would that make it worth it?
Oh, of course, but that's not what they were doing.
All right, we can now move on to
we cannot. That's not what happened, Steve. That's not what happened, Steve. They knew Friday that Broward, Dade, and Palm Beach were fine, and they hyped it up. They hyped it up. Certainly by Saturday they knew, and they continued to hype it. And when you say it's not for just us, that's not true. When you watch the hurricane coverage and the cones are moving, the cones of concern, and the tropical storm watch and the hurricane watch, you're watching for the area that you live in. Everybody, no matter where they live, and I believe they misled us here in South Florida, and they did it for a couple of days.
What was going on in the Bahamas?
No. First off, there are two.
To your theory,
the Bahamas were always going to get hit. We always knew that.
It shouldn't matter.
But we knew it was going to go north.
Because your theory is the report is just for us.
No.
Why are they working up the people?
The parts of the report about the cone over South Florida are for us, Steve, the people that live in that area. Okay? And they said Friday. No, let me finish my point. I would take one too if I were you.
I think you would take the break to rethink your position a little bit. And when we come back,
let me finish.
I want to know if there's anybody in the audience to whom what I just said made sense.
No, what they said. Let me finish. On Friday, they said that Dorian was going to skirt the coast of Florida. That means no hit, skirt the coast of Florida. Then they dropped that crap and started talking about all kinds of other things. Okay, skirt the coast.
Talking this morning, the whole thing I watched this morning. Between 5 and 6 o'clock.
They knew Friday we weren't getting a hit. They knew Friday we weren't. They knew for sure. They knew Saturday we weren't getting a hit.
We may not get a hit, but there are people within the signal of that radio station.
Steve, the whole town is shut down still today.
I will bet you. I don't know.
And yesterday too.
I'm talking today. The fact is that lives will be saved. I saw one piece of footage, which at surface glance would back up your point of view. It was a weatherman this morning.
Yeah.
He was standing on the seawall with waves hitting him and all. I mean, it was.
Oh yeah, there's an ocean and there's waves and there's areas. I'm talking about South Florida.
I want to finish what I'm saying. Okay, and it obviously was the footage was shot obviously to scare people.
Yes.
Okay, we're agreeing on that, right?
Yes.
Okay, now here's where we disagree. The reason they want to scare people is because it's the only way they can get certain people to take action and leave their homes when they're in danger.
Do you watch the Weather Channel?
What does that got to do with what
Do you watch the Weather Channel or do you watch just Fox?
I don't watch the Weather Channel.
They have a commercial every 6 seconds on the Weather Channel. In fact, every time they're on, it's a commercial. All their people wear Land's End clothing with the Land's End logo because they're advertising.
Just tell me that they don't save lives when they do that scare thing to get people to evacuate.
Maybe. No.
Oh, maybe.
I'm talking about South Florida, Steve. South Florida has.
That is not meant for South Florida.
It is.
It's not.
It is meant for South Florida.
It's meant for the people that are in the most danger.
No, and they told us we were in danger. We were not in for a few days, is what I'm telling you.
Talking to you.
They were talking to South Florida. I think you're projecting.
Let's take a break. We'll be back right after this with your calls.
You sure about that?
Messy adhesives ruining the taste of your food? Is it painful for you to eat? Does the constant denture movement affect your speech? Are you always worried that your dentures will
Steve Kane
fall
Show.
out while you're talking or laughing? Do you have sore spots?
Yeah, what's your name?
You are not alone.
Hold on.
These are common problems that can be solved simply with dental implants. This is Steve Kane, and I want to introduce you to Brighton Dental Care, where the Kane family goes for all our dental needs. Brighton Dental Care doesn't want cost to stop you from being able to eat the foods you love again and live in comfort. That's why, for Steve Kane listeners, they're offering implants. Get this, for just $3,500. That includes 2 implants.
They're on hold.
plus a lower
I got everybody on
denture.
hold.
And if you go to a dentist in Boca or in Aventura, they're going to charge you $6,000
I can answer the phones again if you
for the
want.
exact same implants and denture. That's right, $6,000. But at Brighton Dental Care, just $3,500, and that includes the 2 implants plus your lower denture. Laugh and live with confidence. Call Brighton Dental
Steve
Care
Kane Show.
at 954-922-4633.
Steve Kane Show.
954-922-4633, and online at brightondentalcare.com. Be sure to ask about special discounts for our military veterans.
Plus tax tag title includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 9/10/19. Get super savings on over 1,500 Toyotas during our 2020 Supra sales event at Toyota of Hollywood. Toyota of Hollywood has one of the largest selections of 2020 Supra launch editions in the country. Plus, we're selling 2019 Toyotas at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. A real 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $18,775. A real 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $13,775. Get super savings during our 2020 Supra sales event at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET on 441 between
I don't know what you're talking about.
and Sheridan Street, open till midnight.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Show on iHeartRadio. Just search
We're coming back.
WWN.
Oh yeah, I'll bring that up. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Before we go to the phones,
By the way, I want to apologize to those of you in the audience who were calling in during the break to support me in the point.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
You just made that up.
You did not pick up the phone.
I did. I got callers on hold.
Arguing. No, those calls were on hold from before.
No, those calls came in during the break, except Richie. Richie called in right before. The other call on hold. Somebody called and was a crank. No, there was. I'm not putting. And let me just one last thing. Then we'll go to the calls. Part of what there are 2 forecast models with the hurricanes to pay attention to, and only 2: the National Hurricane Center and that European model. And when they put the models up, they got that spaghetti bowl where they got like 500 models up there where it's, I think one of them had it hitting Nome, Alaska. They got them going everywhere. You know what I'm talking about? That's also meant to hype you up. All right, let's go to the phones. Steve claiming.
Is this Richie?
This is Richie.
Yes, good morning, and I'm between Vero Beach and Melbourne, point 0. Friday, the European model predicted the slow up and stoppage and the right turn missing Florida. That was Friday. And I sit here all the time, Steve, seeing satellites go up, weather satellites from Cape Kennedy all the time here. That wasn't there when Andrew was up, when Andrew was coming into Florida. They might not be able to predict the wind speed at the time it hits, but they certainly can predict direction, and the direction was predicted. And to prove my point, I just took my dogs down to the Indian River. It's windy down there. The water on the river is like maybe 1 to 2 feet. Normally it's flat, and they got Channel 5 West Palm Beach and Channel 12 with their cameras and people. It's like being it's like a weather person standing there with a hose on them, hosing them down.
I saw it.
This
Now
is a
let's
joke.
stop.
You
Let's
shouldn't
stop.
be sticking up for the media.
Let's
They
stop.
overhype
Hold
it.
on one
They're still
second.
doing it.
Hold on one second. I want to address what you're saying. Because you, like Brian, who you're calling in to cover for, your buddy.
Yeah.
You're my
You're
buddy
not
too, but
addressing.
you're wrong.
You're not addressing the point I'm making. The point I'm making is the report you saw is not made for you. It's not meant to save your life. It's meant to scare the hell out of some older person who is refusing to leave their home because it's the only thing they've known. The whole area is going to be underwater later. You're not suggesting there's not going to be major flooding with this, are you?
I'm suggesting
Answer that question.
1960 to 1970,
Answer that
when you
question.
were a young man, they had mobile homes on the ocean. If you look at the ocean today, you see only high rises.
I'll give you one more chance. I'll give you one more chance to answer. Put him on hold.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you one more chance to answer.
Start agreeing with him quick, Richie.
I made.
And I mean, they knew it.
He won't stop.
Just put him on hold so I can speak.
I don't think he can hear.
I can hear.
No, him. There he is. He's quieted down now. I don't think he can hear us,
What I'm
Steve.
telling you is it may not have saved your life, but it probably saved somebody's life. It probably saved more than one person's life.
Saved nobody's life. This storm saved nobody's life.
Get off the phone, you.
Oh, my gosh. You're desperate to get a voice of agreement. I don't know what to do.
What a stupid thing to say.
And he's
He
right.
knows that it didn't save anybody's life.
All right. You're on the radio.
Yeah, is that me?
Yeah, it sounds like you.
Yeah, it's me. Okay. Listen, excuse me, but didn't last year we have a storm that was headed right for us, and then at the last minute changed and went to Naples?
Your point
We're
being
talking
what?
about modern technology.
Hold on. Your point being
He's
what?
talking about
Your point being
number
what?
one.
Your point being
Say
what?
again.
What's the point of what you? The point you
The
brought
point
up?
is, they say that there's all this new technology. They last year they had the same technology.
This guy's on your side, Steve.
They didn't know where this storm was going.
Yeah, this guy hates me. He's on your side.
Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Could you have the Brian when he starts the first 5 or 10 minutes when he starts in the morning, say whether you're coming or not today and what time, so I can turn the radio back on because I've been listening to you for 50 years, maybe longer.
50.
I can't do him anymore. I just can't.
Okay. All right. Well, don't do it.
Can't do it. This is the guy that was sitting over at the steakhouse with PJ bad-mouthing me. He can't listen, but he's out at the steakhouse talking about me, right? Oh, he's still there? No, he's gone. Yeah. Can't stand me, but he's talking about me at the steakhouse.
The point is so simple. There are people that die in these storms.
No kidding,
True or
Steve.
false?
Well, of course.
All right. There are people who die in these storms because they
Yeah.
don't take the warning seriously
Yeah.
and stay in their homes when they should follow directions and leave.
That's not what we're talking
You
about
agree with
here.
that? That's what I'm talking about.
I'm not leading questions. Not leading questions. I'm not answering your leading questions.
What we're talking about is not produced for you. You're not going to get.
I don't understand what you mean by that.
What?
You think I'm so self-centered? I think they're talking about
I believe
me
there
and my
are people
house?
Out there are people out there with semi-superior intelligence,
Please.
like yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, that know enough to come in out of the rain in a dangerous situation. But there are a bunch of people that don't. There are a bunch of people that need
Yeah.
to see the weatherman carrying on,
Faking wind.
buffeted about in the windstorm on
Being
the
what?
beach.
Buffeted. Oh, okay.
Buffeted.
Okay. I thought you said something else. I wasn't sure I had to dump it, but no, that's okay. You can say buffeted. You can figure out what I thought he said.
The dramatic footage that you see is for those people.
That's not true.
Most of the mold. It is. Well, that's because you convince yourself it's because they want to make money.
What I'm telling you is they hype these things up.
Yes, because they want to get people who are in dangerous
No.
areas to leave.
No.
And if it's a question of whether
No.
it's a dangerous area or not, they want them to err on the side of.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I mean, I was in a panic over the weekend. They had me in a panic. You know, good thing is I'm not going to have to buy gasoline for a month for my cars. I got enough gas at home for the generators to last at least a month. But other than that,
How much did all that gas cost?
no, that's a lot. I don't mind.
What did you say, ballpark?
I don't know. I didn't look at the
Because
total.
The reason I ask is because I think we've uncovered the reason.
No, it's not a waste of money. I don't buy anything. No. I don't buy anything for hurricane prep that I would not consume anyway. It's just a little longer. I always got to buy gas. So I got gas for my car, my daughter's car. Maybe I can fill up the street while they come over today. I got plenty of gas. But, Steve.
Boy, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I've never particularly noticed the ladies who do the
Yeah, I told you, the hot ladies with the spray-on.
What a collection of gorgeous.
Now, why do they have hot women with great bodies with spray-on dresses on the news, on the weather? Ratings. Ratings.
What, you objecting to that?
Steve, they I'm not objecting to it.
Okay.
But why are the hottest women on local news these women with the sprayed on, sometimes I don't even know if they're dressed, they have paint on, it looks like clothing. Why do they have these women with the super tight dresses doing the weather?
I'll grant you this. You can make that case in terms
Ratings.
of the sexual nature of the women who do the weather. I'll grant you that point because they're not trying to scare anybody there.
They're trying to keep you locked in. And if you notice, when the weather gets really bad, that's when they bring in the men. You don't see as many of the tight dresses with... You notice that? Yeah, exactly.
Why do you think that is?
Because the women are probably not all meteorologists.
Well,
they're Hooters girls. They're Hooters girls.
I think the primary reason for that is they are more protective.
No, they don't have to use sex then. No, when the weather's really bad, they don't have to use sex to keep you watching. They just use the bad weather to keep you watching. They use the sex when the weather's good.
I apologize for you.
I don't understand what you're apologizing for.
That you're taking these people who are out there doing a professional job and trying to say...
What, the Hooters girls that do the weather?
If you want to forget, I'll tell you another thing. This, maybe you'll agree with if you can...
Kept you watching, didn't it? The Hooters girls?
If you can let it in. Okay. I went back and forth between the news girls and the baseball game.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you. Well, listen, Steve, when it comes to hurricane, no one gets as prepared as I do. I have the most prepared house in this listening audience. I'm telling you, always, every hurricane. And I take hurricanes very seriously. And what my... you don't.
I realize.
Would you have a bottle of water?
By the way.
You had nothing.
By the way. I learned something about this hurricane. Something happened with this hurricane that hasn't happened before.
What's that?
This was the most intricately staged rescue plan I have ever. This is good. This is Donald Trump. They had all the branches of the service openly involved. They had equipment and trailers and stuff lined up from here to
New York,
Bangor, Maine.
Yeah.
Okay. It was. I hope they don't need it all, but let me tell you something. They were so covered on this storm, I was in shock. I have never seen such efficiency. And that, of course, is our dear friend...
Donald Trump. And it's all going to go to the Bahamas, and they're going to attack him for
Whatever it is, who cares? The fact is, he put together an unbelievable...
No, he's great.
Great.
He's great. But, here's the problem with this.
He would have won that battle.
This is a problem with this fake weather news, okay? Is when it comes to hurricanes, you know me, I'm always prepared. You have nothing. You had a bottle of water and a thing of crackers or something at your house. And there's 12 of you at the house. Me, I've got 11 cases of water. I've got enough food for weeks. I've got gas to get me through a month. Okay, I'm really prepared. And, you depend on in fact, my prep is so easy because I prep at the beginning of the season for most of what I need, except for the gas. I don't store gas. But you depend on the news, the weather news, to tell you when it's really coming. And my fear is that they lose credibility behaving the way they did with Dorian.
They're not going to lose any credibility.
Not with you, but with me and others.
But they shouldn't lose credibility with you either.
Everyone agrees with me except two people.
The man who coordinated this, who was, of course, the President of the United States, did a breathtaking job. Breathtaking job. Even if it had been worse than it was or is, lives would have been saved simply because the man who was running things, our President Donald Trump, knows what he's doing. And it was very reassuring. All right, we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. We'll be back right after this. If you're planning on making changes to your Medicare plan or prescription drug plan, now is the time to do it. I want you to meet my insurance agent, Debbie, from I Will Advisors. Debbie You know me, I don't know anything about this insurance thing. That's why I'm glad to have you as an agent. Why is it important people call you now?
Well, open enrollment it begins October 15th through December 7th, and it's the one time a year where Medicare allows you to make changes to your Medicare Advantage plans or your prescription drug plans. We can start discussing the options available to you anytime after October 1st.
Great at what it is. So the sooner the better, right?
Absolutely.
George, you'll take it. You know, when I tell people to come in and Steve King listeners, I know you're going to give them that extra special treatment, right?
Absolutely. Go out of our way to educate everybody on all their options. We go to your home. We'll meet you at a coffee shop if you're more comfortable. Or, of course, you're welcome to come to our office.
That is terrific. Debbie, give them the number where they can get home. And folks, now is the time to do it. Don't leave things till the last minute. Everything goes wrong. I've never seen that before in anybody's till the last minute. How can they make that appointment, Deb?
Absolutely. Give us a call. Our number is 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
You're in good hands with Debbie, and give her a call. When you do, be sure to tell her Steve Kane sent you.
This is Brian Craig, and I want to tell you about Dr. Mitch Batez at the Boca Raton Center for Age Management. He's my anti-aging doctor. That's right, I have an anti-aging doctor.
I've been up since midnight. I'm like wiped out.
And I was starting to slow down a bit. I met with Dr. Batez, and he found that my testosterone level was low. We men begin losing our testosterone starting
We only got
at
20
age
minutes
30,
left.
and it goes down every year after that. Dr. Batez told me I was approaching the beginning of andropause. That's the male equivalent of menopause. I began bioidentical hormone therapy. They're tiny little
Steve Kane
pellets
Show.
inserted under my skin, and now my testosterone levels are being
Hey, Steve, hold
restored
on.
to where they were when I was 25 years old. Thanks to Dr. Batez, I have more energy, I feel better, I look better, my love life, it's better, and my wife, she's thanking Dr. Batez.
I told you this was the way to go today. It's been like this since 6.
Therapy isn't just for men. It works
Good calls
wonders
today.
for women by reversing the symptoms of menopause.
They knew
Night sweats,
they knew for
mood
sure
swings.
Saturday we weren't getting hit in South
You don't have to
Florida.
live with the
Because that European model, even the National Weather Center, all right up the coast of Florida.
Or menopause. Call Dr. Matez and
Such
meet
crap.
with him about bioidentical hormone pellet therapy. It
They
works
knew.
for me, and it'll work for you too.
They did so much damage to the economy. Labor Day weekend,
Or give him a call.
everything's closed down on one of the busiest weekends of the year.
561-953-5490. And tell him Brian Craig sent you.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney
No.
Mary Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust.
Ugh.
$350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Oh.
All right, we are back.
All right. So 2 people disagree with me. You and the guy who thinks he hates me, but he's my biggest fan. The guy that complains about me at the steakhouse. You want to take some more calls?
Yes.
I am putting through every call that comes through today, by the way. I'm not screening anybody out. Whatever order they come in. Come on, Steve. All right, Steve in Royal Palm Beach.
Hey, Steven.
Tom Robbins, Royal Palm Beach.
Yes.
You guys are at each other's throats this morning. You know, you seem to forget the Weather Channel is a business operation.
And who owns the Weather Channel?
And I don't want nothing I talk about comes from the Weather Channel.
Yeah,
'cause I
Fox.
watch Fox.
Trump-hating Fox.
The really attractive women are on Fox.
Remember when CNN had that thing about that airplane that crashed in the Pacific and they couldn't find it, and it was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for months?
See, this is the thing. The Weather Channel is supposed to be dry and just the facts of the weather. And it's become sensationalized. They got that one guy. Who's that guy? Stephen Royal Palm Katori or whatever. The guy that a few years ago, they got this one guy who's like their top meteorologist. And he's known for 2 things. One, going to wherever the weather is going to be the worst and reporting live during the weather. And then a few years ago, he was reporting during a storm and someone tried to run up on him to do like an FU when he was broadcast, and he drop kicked Drop kicked them live on the Weather Channel, knocked the guy out. You ever see that video? It's hilarious. Look. Yeah.
To make money like all the other.
They're owned by NBC. The Weather Channel is owned by fake news NBC.
Okay.
Of MSNBC.
Question.
Yeah.
Problem right there. They don't give a damn. They're going to sell you whatever they got to sell you to keep you.
Now, let me ask you, you're here in South Florida, which is... I know he agrees with me. I can tell. I'm sorry, Steve. Maybe we could find somebody else that agrees with you. Call in if you agree with Steve. I'll put you right on. Well, maybe you're just wrong. When did Steve in Royal Palm, when did you know that South Florida was not going to get hit?
Okay. I have friends of mine that are involved in planning and logistics for different governmental agencies.
Uh-huh.
They watch that European model.
The accurate one.
Than anything else. And
Yep.
they knew Friday.
That's right, Friday.
Storm was going to do.
Friday they knew. And they hid it from us.
So much more accurate than the spaghettis that people throw it.
That's right. So Friday they knew. I agree with you. Saturday they certainly beyond question knew. And they hid it from us. They hid it from us, and they just... how much money did they cost our economy over Labor Day weekend?
Oh, okay. Now I understand. I didn't understand this is about the Benjamins. I see.
It's always about the Benjamins.
Okay.
Come on.
All right. Okay. I understand.
You guys
In other words, they don't care about saving lives. They don't care about saving lives. They're leaving their families to go out and try to...
Who's...
I'm talking about the rescuers. The
no rescuers.
The government agencies that were on the scene to go out, and the Cajun Navy.
They haven't gone out yet. They wait till the weather's gone to go out.
That's not true. They were out this morning.
Well, because the weather's...
yesterday.
They don't go in areas until the weather is passed. They only go to areas after the weather is passed. So they don't get in the way of first responders, they like to tell you. They'll be heading to the Bahamas, I guess, the Cajun Navy.
Let me tell you how the government works. Anytime there's a wind factor of 35 miles an hour or more,
39.
governmental agencies will shut down.
39.
Miles an hour, I believe, is the number.
39
so they
is
shut
the
down,
number.
and all their employees get the days off with pay. The ones that don't get the days off, that have to come to work, they're looking at time and a half, double time and a half. Home Depot, stock's going to go up. Lowe's, stock's going to go up. Walmart, stock's going to go up.
Well, it doesn't sound so horrible. It doesn't sound, the way you're describing it, doesn't sound like it's such a blow to the economy.
The city's shut down. Those are isolated things.
What about people who's,
Why do we not have trash collection today? I mean, come on. Why are the schools closed today? It's nonsense. Because the weather, fake news, is hyping it.
There's an answer to both those questions. And the answer to it are the unions. That's why.
No.
Catering to the unions. Litigation. You got to understand. They're afraid. They don't want to put employees in a if it does turn.
When I came to work today, I was on the roads about 5:15. Usually the road's packed. The only cars on the road I saw a couple other regular cars. The roads were filled with police cruisers today, because they were all out. And I thought, well, maybe I missed the most recent update. Maybe there's been some dramatic change, because the whole town was shut down. You couldn't even get a cup of coffee on the way into work today. Everything's shut down. The storm is long past hitting us. It's been that way for days now.
Sir, do you understand what I mean when I say those reports this morning are not meant for us? If we're out of the cone, what do you think they should close?
They told us we were
the whole operation. If we were once we're out of the cone in Broward County,
we've been out of the cone for days.
Out of the cone, shut it all
We've
down.
been out of the cone for days in South Florida, and still everything is shut down. I was talking about this at 6. I was at Best Buy on Sunday night. We're so far out of the cone, we're not getting anything, and the employees are leaving. Stay safe, take care of your family, and like they're gonna die. You know, when they're never going to see each other again.
Well, I'm not sure they all spend as much money as you did on water that you didn't need.
No, I need it. I drink it. I'll drink it. I'll just have water around the house for a while. I won't have to buy water for a few months.
2 decades.
I have 11 cases of water. Well, I think we're down to 9 now because we've been drinking them. But we have like 9 or 10 cases of water still. We'll drink them, and I got gas to last a while.
Too cynical.
I think, come on. Fake news, Steve? Or not? Stephen Royal Palm. Fake news?
One way or another, they'll blame Trump. If anything happens bad, it's
Trump
Trump's fault.
Trump came out smelling like a rose. I have never seen an operation as well organized with every federal agency from the Coast Guard on up or on down. Trump was the big winner.
We got a break, Steve. We're late.
I have never seen anything as impressive as what that Operation Trump put together. Time for a break. We'll be back. If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences, up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority. With the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled
Well, it's time for the gold report, but I haven't got it.
High-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly
I can't do everything at once. I gotta.
These are name brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes,
were you over there last week?
Diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority.
I told him we were back today last week. So.
597
I told him we were back today last week.
Or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's TheSole authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
I don't know. I can't get a hold.
If you're planning on making changes to your Medicare plan or prescription drug plan, now is the time to do it. I want you to meet my insurance agent, Debbie, from I Will Advisors. Debbie, you know me. I don't know.
He was in the Bahamas recently, as maybe even last week. I don't know. When I was talking to him, so.
Well, open enrollment is.
He goes there a lot.
15th through December 7th, and it's the one time a year where Medicare allows you to make changes to your Medicare Advantage plans or your prescription drug plans. We can start discussing the new options available to you anytime after October 1st.
So the sooner the better, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. You'll take, when I tell people to come in and they're Steve King listeners, I know you're going to give them that extra special treatment, right?
Absolutely. Go out of our way to educate everybody on all their options. We go to your home. We'll meet you at a coffee shop if you're more comfortable. Or, of course, you're welcome to come to our office in Cold Springs.
That is terrific. Debbie, give them the number where they can get a hold of you. And, folks, now is the time to do it. Don't leave things till the last minute. Everything goes wrong when you leave things till the last minute. How can they make that appointment, Deb?
Absolutely. Give us a call. Our number is 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
You're in good hands with Debbie.
Last time I talked to him, I think he was in the Bahamas.
Be sure to tell her Steve Kane sent you.
I'll tell you.
This is Steve Kane.
He was back. Oh, you saw him on him?
William Youngerman from William Youngerman Inc. Trading in, I guess they call it scrap gold. In other words, if people have old jewelry that's
try one last time.
To them, stuff they don't
use. Gotcha. Good.
What's the best way
to
handle?
Okay, got him.
There's a lot going on right now in this area because of the
He's there.
gold is getting in the higher price that it's at. People advertising, come to parties, all kinds of mail it in to sell your scrap. The only reason to ever sell gold, as far as I'm concerned, is when you have either a better place for the money, you're not wearing it, you're not using it, or if you have it in a form such as scrap or pieces of broken chain and everything else that have no easily understandable value attached to them. So what we're recommending people to do is, one, get rid of things that you don't wear and enjoy. Gold is an investment even if you're wearing it on your neck and you're enjoying it. If you're
I told you this was the way to go today.
If you don't need the
I told you this was the way to go
else,
today.
trade the gold,
with the fake weather news, I told you.
Identifiable, easily recognizable, tradable form.
They've been saying northeast for days with the hurricane. They were saying it was going to go northeast like it's going now for days. But they still kept us in these cones.
Converting that scrap gold into
They're
something
liars.
that's easily tradable, and that all you have to do is look at the television or look at the paper to find out the price of gold or listen to our reports, and you know that if you have 2 ounces of gold, it's worth X number of dollars. The next thing is to know that who you're dealing with when you're trading it in. Get a couple of offers on it. Don't just just go to these to mail it in and take
No.
your chances. You do your homework.
That's only
you'll
part
get
of what
much
they've
for
been
your
saying.
gold.
But
And
they've
you'll
still
be able
kept
to get
us in
a
these
form of gold
fake
that's easily
cones of
recognizable and
concern.
tradable, and it is an insurance
This
policy
cone of
for you.
concern
Place to go
BS.
is William Youngerman Inc.
The Bahamas are
150 East Palmetto
done.
Park Road in Boca. That's in the Bank of America
I mean, it's
building.
just
You can
sad.
call William at 1-800-327-5010 or go to the website at williamyoungerman.com.
Listen to The Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, we are back. Rain or shine, it is time for the Gold Report, brought to you by William Youngerman of William Youngerman Inc. William, of course, one of the world's leading experts on the precious metals. And it'll be interesting to see what he has to say if all these dramatic goings-on with the hurricane are affecting the price of the precious metals. William, what does it look like?
Looks like gold's higher today, Steve, and I don't know that it has anything to do with the hurricane, but certainly has to do with the fact that there are massive buying going on by central bankers. That is very unusual for the gold market. We haven't seen this much buying by the central banks in many, many years, if at all. And that's also giving great support for the precious metals. Gold in a trading range between 15.20 and 15.50 now. And right now it's at $4.40 from our last closing day at $1,533 at this moment. Silver up 7 cents at $18.50 the ounce. Silver has finally come into its own and begun to be recognized as a very undervalued sister to gold, and has gone from almost a 90-to-1 ratio to gold down to an 83-to-1 ratio to gold. And platinum also catching up nicely. Platinum up $9 this morning at $938, still a bargain. And palladium down $15 at $1,503. What does this all mean? Well, the strength of gold is very important in that the U.S. dollar index is right up near its highs also, and that's usually something that we don't see very often. Usually gold goes up when the dollar is weak, and gold has made 6-year highs while the dollar has remained incredibly strong. The U.S. dollar index at 99.30, that's up another 22 ticks today, which is, like I said, right up against the highs that we've ever seen it. And for gold to continue to rise tells you that there's a lot of people buying gold as an insurance policy against the overall lack of any area to go to, with other areas being way overpriced, bonds yielding virtually no interest and a lot of risk. Gold has been the asset of choice.
The flight to safety, they call it.
Pardon?
I say the flight to safety, they call it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Well, also, William, if people have gold or other precious metals in the form of jewelry or silverware or things like that, you are a buyer as well. You're a seller, you're a buyer as well as a seller. Sorry, this hurricane's got me bachotted here. Tell them a little bit about what they can do with any precious metals they may have lying around the house in some other form.
Certainly, anything in forms of the precious metals, gold, silver, platinum, palladium, we deal in whether it's in a jewelry form or a silverware form or anything. You can bring it in and cash it in for cash, or you can trade it in for something more tradable, as for instance gold coins or gold bars. And that makes it very easy to track the value of it, as well as giving you an insurance policy against it depreciating other assets.
All right, well, that's great. And you are open today?
No, as of now, the bank building is still closed until we get the okay. Then we will probably, it looks like they may open later on today. You can give us a call and let us, and see if we are in, but it looks like we may be closed today also. Certainly we should be open tomorrow with no problem.
Well, there you have it. Okay, drop by William Youngerman, located at 130 East Palmetto Park. I'm sorry?
150.
150.
What did I say? 130. This hurricane's got me going, William. All right, let's
Yeah,
start.
I know.
Let's start from the top. 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca. That's the Bank of America building. William is on the first floor, directly across from the bank. If you would like to reach him by phone, again, that toll-free number 1-800-327-5010, or go to the website at williamyoungerman.com. William, we will, at the very least, talk to you tomorrow, all right?
Okay, take care.
You take care, and we are back.
Oh, boy, I tell you. You're very lucky. We're almost out of time, so I don't have any time for more callers to tell you you're wrong, so. And you're suffering. And you're suffering. You were scared over the weekend. You told me you were scared because of this fake news.
Have you been listening to what I've been saying?
I've been listening to everything. I've listened to it all.
Simply, there was a time to be scared.
That's right.
The time to be scared is when there are people out there waiting for the hurricane to arrive, and instead of following the instructions of the authorities, which say, now's the time to get out.
Yes.
They don't get out, and that's why they need to be scared into doing the right thing.
You know, I think that's a bit of an urban legend about people not leaving. You know, but when I was a kid here in Florida, a couple guys, one or two people. I heard that.
Oh, you did. Of course, they're black. You don't care.
Oh no, I didn't see them. I heard them. Of course, I care about black. My daughter's black, Steve. Remember, you're not the only one with black kids. Right. I do care about black people. No. I don't think that's a big thing. I don't think that's a big thing. People not leaving. There are people that can't leave that don't. But I don't think it's a big thing of people not leaving who can. Those are like old people that couldn't drive and things, right? That's different.
A lot of them are incapacitated.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing is the plan that Trump organized had the
November.
armed services going in and getting them.
Well, that's what they do. Yeah, they'll knock on your door. That's great.
I never saw such a well-organized ground operation.
Well, that's President Trump. He's amazing.
Yes,
you know,
exactly right.
when President Trump.
Why you don't want to give him credit? I can't.
What are you talking? What? I give President Trump credit nonstop. You know, when President Trump goes and rescues the Bahamas, which he will do, he'll send the Coast Guard, he'll send the Navy. No. There's a lot of people there. We're going to go down there and rescue what's left of it. When President Trump sends the Navy and the Coast Guard to the Bahamas and all the power companies and he's going to send everything there, the Seabees, everybody. Watch the left criticize him for it. And they're going to say, why didn't he do this for Puerto Rico? Well, he did. It's just they're a bunch of thieves in government down there, and they're corrupt. Unlike the Bahamians. They seem like nice people.
It will be interesting to see, but no doubt, whatever it is, if there is an accomplishment to be made, the liberals will certainly not give President Trump credit for it. That we know for sure. 7 thugs get killed in Chicago. You can't even find it in the newspaper. But 7 people, you know, from the outside world.
We're all out of time. They're going to cut us off.
All right. I know what I'm not wanted.
Yeah.
We will be back tomorrow morning to do it all over again. We hope you will join us. Until then, may God bless America.
Hey, guys. See you later. All right, YouTube. See you later. See you later.